Hey everyone, how's it going? And thanks for stopping by there. Not sure who all is out there, and we've got a couple of people out there watching. The mic set up right here. Oh. I'm not sure who all's out there yet. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not too much on doctor's appointments either. Learn to survive. I really don't like dental appointments. So, anybody out there with something they want to talk about other than trying to get more sleep? In the meantime, last night we had a real good live with Southern Ohio Prepping. Had Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy on there. I couldn't believe what some of the conspiracy theorists goobers did on their video. They put out a very intelligent video on the possibilities of what could have caused the coronavirus, and some of these dinglebutts are just so wrapped up in it's a conspiracy theory. I know it's right. I know it's a conspiracy theory, that they just can't accept the possibility that, hey, someone put out a theory that, hey, this could be a naturally occurring thing. And oh no, it's a government conspiracy. They're trying to kill us all. And it's like, sorry guys, it's probably just like Dr. Bones was saying, is that because of the way the market's over there, the way, hey, that's the way SARS came out, the way a bunch of other things came out. There's their hygiene over there as far as their food supply is disgusting. And they have live animals and dead animals and everything in the market there. And it was just, yeah. Anyways, so let's see what we got going on here. And yeah, that was just one of the things that was going on there, that they just accusing them of being paid for to put out that video and stuff. And it's like, guys, if you can't respect people, just go away. I mean, basically these guys were trolls. Were conspiracy theorist trolls that just were putting a bunch of crap out there. Hey, Washington County News Station. Hey, how's it going? Our cabin in the woods. Hey, heading out to clean out the coop, huh? All right. Well, try not breathing any of that stuff out there in, and try to stay warm out there. Yeah. So yeah, we're just trying to find out what's on everybody's mind. I said we had a great there was a great live stream last night with Doc Bones, Nurse Amy, Doctor and Nurse Alton, and yeah, they put out a great video yesterday. But some of the conspiracy theorists, couldn't stand to have someone put out a theory other than their own belief that the coronavirus is a government weaponized thing that was put out there to try to wipe out half the population or whatever in the heck they're believing. Anyways, what's on your guys' mind? In case you're wondering, when I look off to the side here like this, I'm looking at my other monitor. Hey, Lori. And this is, what we got here? This is weird. Lori, you actually popped up on the StreamYard chat before you popped up on the YouTube's chat. Usually YouTube is about 30 seconds ahead of the the yard stream. I mean, stream yard. Well, so what you guys got on your mind? And that's a habit I got to stop. I got to stop touching my face, especially now during the with this stupid coronavirus out there. Of course, as soon as I say that, my whole face just starts itchy. So yeah, I'm not sure. Just it was just usually it's the okay. That comment showed up first on YouTube and then on StreamYard. Laurie, so yeah, you appeared on first on one and the other now. No magic powers. I think it's just the way things are streaming. It's the mystery of the Ethernet. Things will get lost in the ether. So, okay. But yeah, it's a interesting. It was an interesting live stream last night. A lot of good information, and a lot of the points is that people just don't want to accept the fact that all right, yeah, the virus is here. There's nothing that we can do about it as preppers, homesteaders, whatever. What we can't do anything about it other than how it affects us. How we need to take care of our own stuff and make sure that we're prepared. We have our supplies. We can protect our family. We know how to respond if it gets into our neighborhood. So yeah, it's one of those things. Talk about descent. Once heard anyone talk about keeping your vehicles. Yes. Steering wheel, shift. Yeah, exactly, Lori. Well, it's kind of gotten touched on just a little bit. Like when Nurse Amy last night was talking about going to the stores and stuff, and that they should have the disinfectant wipes there at the checkout stand as well. But yeah, you get done when you get out to your car and you start loading stuff in your car. You need to have a pack of these or the pump bottle so you can wipe your hands down before you start touching everything else inside the car. Yeah, you're making perfect sense, Lori, because if like Nurse Amy was saying last night, she's touched 300 things at the grocery store, and who knows what she picked up. Now she gets in the car, and now it's all over the steering wheel and stuff. And most people have a cup holder there in the car with their Starbucks coffee in it, or their McCafe coffee. But and then they're touching that and drinking it, but it wasn't actually mentioned about the vehicles. But she started to. I mean, when she was talking about that on one of the other live streams, she went into the vehicles, but she got kind of derailed with squirrel last night and didn't get to the point about talking about the vehicles. But yeah, it's like when my wife's always telling my daughter that when the kids come home from school, first thing you need to do is make sure they wash their hands and everything, and wipe down their backpacks and stuff, because you never know what they're bringing home from school. And when the kids get in the car, they need to you need to clean, make sure they're clean before they get in the car, especially when you take them shopping and stuff. Have a bunch of the the Perel wipes or out, or the other ones where you can wipe down everything. But yeah, door handles, good one. Wash your hands after you unpack your stuff. Yeah, put it away. It's right now. It's just it's something to be concerned about. But then it's also like there was a study that was put out. Oh, what was it? It's before my mom died, so it's been about 17 years ago, that we keep sterilizing everything so much that we lose. Two things happen. One, there's no little bugs in the thing for us to keep our immune system up. But then we, using the antibiotic ointments, yeah, well, the antibiotic soaps and stuff, that we wind up with some bacteria and stuff that are becoming immune or resistant to the antibiotic stuff, and now it kind of, basically we're developing our own downfall as far as these bugs and stuff that aren't that are basically they're super bugs. And but I haven't heard that talked about lately. I think, I'm not saying who. Mainstream media, left-wing nuts don't want that out there, that, hey, we're actually creating some of the problems. So that's what they're talking about. Also with the taking, you take your like your blah, 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 medications, not penicillin, but the other ones, amoxicillin, stuff like that. People don't take the entire dosage. Oh, I'm feeling better now, I can stop taking this. No, keep taking it to kill. Hey, Annalie, how's it going? You need to take your full regimen of medications, so that, yeah, you're feeling better because you've knocked the whatever bacteria or virus you have down, whatever cold virus it is. But if you don't totally knock it out, kill it, get rid of it, then it's like we've weakened it a little bit, and now it's coming back. It's coming back stronger, more resistant to the antibiotics, and that's what we got to worry about. What's the worst case? It floods third world countries and comes back to our first world. I think it'll mutate again and be immune to our meds. Yeah, the meds we may create then. Not pen just yet. Yeah, exactly. That is I know it's not, you're not talking pure porn. I don't know why I keep screwing that word up. Fear porn. You want to swap the F and the P around. But yeah, it's one of the things we got to worry about, is if we don't do our stuff for take our medications right, and these bugs go around and they become immune to the antibiotics and stuff, then what are we going to do when they come back? It's going to be worse for us. Yeah. All right. So, Annalie, what's on your mind? And that's one of the things, talking about the mutating viruses and bacteria out there. People are going, oh no, it can't be mutating that much. That's impossible. Oh, excuse me. The viruses don't have DNA. They have, RNA, because it's that, I can't think what it's called now, the something or other acid. Okay, that's good stuff there, Annalie. Yeah, there are a lot of natural herbs and spices and stuff that are actually, nature's way of combating some of these things. And it's one of those things we just need to do. I do a lot of it's just finished the whole course of something, like getting, yeah. Eggers and Bacon, good morning. Dog Patch, how you doing? If you can be infectious for more than a week with no symptoms, I think a lower form of panic is order. I wouldn't say panic, but concern and caution is in order, Dog Patch. Yeah, because it's like in Germany, we were talking last night on the at the end of the chat there, and we talked about this last week about the case in Germany where the business person from China came over, had business meetings with a company for several days, and left. When that person got back to China, they came down with the symptoms. Well, two of the people there, that person was in meetings with, excuse me, they came down with the symptoms several days after the person from China left. But in the meantime, before they came down with the symptoms, they started spreading it to a couple other people. So, and there's good information there, Anna. And they're also talking about, who's a couple other guys have been talking about when you have tooth pain, cloves works good for, but you gotta be careful. You don't want to put clove oil, too much of it on your tooth, because it will damage the enamel. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff out there that it's when I mean it's fun. The herbs and stuff, it's fun and exciting to learn all the stuff about the herbs and the spices and how they can help you. Yeah, dog patch. Yeah, spreading it to your family is a fear that I think everyone has. Yeah, a dog patch, even with knowing it, knowing you're sick, and it's, and knowing that you gave it to them, and yeah. Hey, Sand Hollow. Yeah. Yeah, herbs and stuff needs to be taught again. I mean, it's there's a lot of things, like tobacco, for example, is great for treating bruises on horses and cows and stuff. But as all know, it's not exactly good for people. It's not good to be taken internally. Yeah. Yeah, they need to get back to the old home ec type classes where they actually teach how to do stuff. All right. Hey, WD Glock and Roll. Yeah, Annalie, yeah, it's really interesting the way the modern medical establishment has gone from treating the cause of the problem to pushing pills to treat the symptom and hide the cause. Yeah, but like Lori was saying, how many people know how the new generation know actually how to shop for the best deal in the grocery store? Oh, I just go online and just order what I want, and they have it ready. I go in and I pick it up, and yeah, sorry. I remember my mom going in there when she was buying either pork chops or steaks or something. She would look at the different cuts of meat to find the one that was really what she wanted. The one that had the least amount of fat on it, but had just enough marbling in it to where she knew it would cook up tender. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that our parents and some of us older generation people used to do is lost on the young generation, and it's very few of them are being taught how to do stuff, how to cook, how to shop, how to take care of themselves. Echinacea, yes, my mom used to be a big fan of echinacea. All right. Like, iron, what I miss, what I miss, what I miss. looking up here about iron. Okay, did I miss something on? Yeah. Yeah, they know all until they realize, oh crap, Mom, what do I do about this? Yeah. Annalie, my wife, when she was pregnant with our first child, was iron deficient, and we actually had a good old-fashioned family doctor, and he told her, stop cooking on the Teflon, get some cast iron and cook on cast iron. Because when you cook on cast iron, it infuses the food with a little bit of iron, and that's what helped her get, not have to take iron pills, but cooking on iron, it got her balanced again. Hey, Dave. I'm tired of being up here alone. If anybody out there, Anna Lee, Lori, Dave, anybody wants to come on up here, I'm going to throw the link down here. And anybody wants to come on up, because I know you can talk. I can talk a lot faster than I can talk. Talk a lot faster than I can type. I even do typos while I'm talking. Yeah. My favorite thing for baking in is cast iron. I love to bake in Dutch ovens, cobblers and monkey bread and stuff like that. It's, yeah, really, really cool stuff I like cooking in. Well, Lori, there is a different way you can do it. When you come up, you just reach down on the bottom of the yard stream, you click the button that says stop camera, and you just have that, and it just goes like that, so we can still hear you, you can still talk, but you don't have to show yourself. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's on for my computer here, my laptop doesn't have a camera in it. Oh, there's Dave.
Boo.
And let's put us down so we're not giant there. Okay. The what I got was a little cheap Logitech webcam and mic. And that's what I've been using, and it seems to work pretty good volume wise. I mean, it was Logitech makes good cameras and mice and microphones and stuff like that.
And usually the cameras on most computers stink anyway. They're not worth anything. You go out and spend $20 and get a Logitech 270 and you'll be doing just fine. That's all I'm using is a 270.
I can't remember what mine is.
I'd show you, but it's kind of what I'm using, so it's kind of hard to show you.
Exactly. Wait a minute.
If I had a mirror handy.
Yeah, I was looking. I got a little mirror here. Oh, but actually, yeah, it's yeah. When I got this one, my son goes, "I got one I'm not using. You had it." I go, "Is it a Logitech?" He goes, "No, it was one of the other brands. Not an off the wall brand, but just I can't remember what that one he had." And it was like, anyways, yeah, I've kind of become fond of Logitech over the last 30 years because they always seem to perform for me.
And it's one of the few that Windows automatically installs drivers into their software for.
Yeah. I don't have to pull out the little disk, put the disk in, or search on the web for the driver.
That's good, Lori. Now find yourself a little bottle of rubbing alcohol. 90% would be best, but 70% will work.
It's never going to stop raining. Yeah, it will slowly stop raining.
Oh, my walk to Walmart I was greeted with nice chilly temperatures. Got to Walmart, was fine. Come out of Walmart and it's sleeting.
Uh,
Razor blades to the face was so much fun.
yeah. Yeah, it's like this is my favorite mouse. Logitech no longer makes it because they make the ones where it's all molded one piece. And the problem I found with those, sometimes you're pushing on it and it's like you push gently on it. Like this one, I can just barely tap on it and work. Those you got to either mash down on, then you mash down, then it does multiple clicks, and it's like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
I use trackball. I have such a
Yeah.
small desk area that I have to use trackball. Plus, with my all-neuropathy carpal tunnel, this is a lot easier for me to use.
Yeah.
Regular mice I have issues with. I either can't click it or I want to smash it because I can't click it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what, Lori, that's what, I liked some of the older Windows programs and stuff because there were a lot of other software and stuff that went with them. Windows 98 was actually great.
Stinks.
No, we had a bunch of stuff on it that worked on it that, once they went to 2000, it all stopped working.
Well, those companies went under, so they no longer produce product. And the companies that I liked and really enjoyed the programs for, which were some very unique programs for doing some back tracing and stuff like that, they went out of business because Windows upgraded to a point and they locked them out of being able to use Windows as a foreground. They survived a little while running on Linux, but after when you don't get enough business, because not everybody is willing to run a dual or triple boot system.
Yeah.
When I get my desktop rebuilt, it will be dual boot. It will be Linux and Windows.
Ooh, Annalise, yes, so there. We had this whole part of town lose power for a week last year. Completely fried the computer. Surge protectors. We have surge protectors on all our computers and stuff. And right now, all the computers I have are laptops. So besides the surge protector, it's got the power transformer, which acts as a buffer as well. So fortunately, that works for that. But I'm gonna have to get a desktop again to be able to handle all the graphics and stuff.
Yeah, see, that's why I unplug all power and internet connections from anything that requires internet or power, with the exception of my cameras. They stay plugged in because that way they're on all night. But I disconnect the Ethernet cables from them. Same with the TV. I do that every night when I go to bed. That way, if something crazy happens in the middle of the night, I don't lose all my stuff. It's already happened to me once. And ever since then, I just unplug everything. It's safer.
All right. Checking something here on the side here. Wow, I can't realize I bought that much crap off of Amazon. That's a bunch of stuff for the giveaways. That was for Thanksgiving.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah. When I bought a bunch of these, it was a box of 300 packets for $13. And I got that a long time back in November. When did I get that? Jeez. Wow. I can't find, it's been a long time since I bought my webcam. There's the mic I got. I'm not using. It's sitting out there. So I wasn't sure how good this mic was going to work on this Logitech. I went and bought a nice big mic.
Maybe you should add that to a giveaway to encourage somebody to start making YouTube videos.
Yeah, either that I'm gonna actually what I need to do is I need to get some software recording.
You need to get the right interface first. Once you get the interface, then you can worry about software. Because most interfaces come with software for recording.
Yeah.
You'll need a USB interface, so when you plug it in, the computer recognizes it as a microphone.
Well, I do. It's it's let's see here. Share screen.
Hey, Miss Mel.
Screen. And this is going to pop up. Yeah, see, that's the microphone I have sitting out there. It's got USB on it.
Junk. You want me to tell you why I call it junk?
Why?
Because it's going to have a built-in hum
that
you're not going to be able to get rid of. How much was that? I can't see it.
29.
Okay. The microphone I've got with the arm and cable, which is what I'm talking on right now.
Yeah.
It's $20. Then the soundboard that I'm using, which is a Yamaha MG10XU, was $100. So to get good quality sound is going to take a few dollars.
Yeah.
But once you get it, you don't have to mess with it. The only thing I'm going to upgrade is the mic cable, because this microphone does have a little bit of built-in very low-end hum, and that's because of the cable that's in it isn't a shielded balanced cable. So I'm replacing it with a balanced shielded cable.
Okay, I need to go for 2019. Gotta find out, because I can't remember what my mic is. Using alcohol on phone. Take it, WD. You're talking about wiping down your smartphone.
In 6 years of no cell phones, it's got to be feeling awesome. No tethers. Nobody can bug you. No interruptions at dinner time.
There it is. Yeah, this is the come on. There we go. That's the Logitech I'm using.
It's a 270, isn't it?
Yep, 270.
Yep, same thing I'm using. Mine's just got a prettier face on it. Hey, I got it for less than $20. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, this was 1789.
Yeah, I think I paid 15 for this because it was an open box.
Yeah. But yeah, and it just plugs in. And you plugged it in, boom, boom, and I just had to go and because of my Dell, I had to. It was trying to use the built-in microphone on the Dell laptop, and I just had to go in and disable that one and enable that one, and boom. And there, and it's been working great since then.
Glory on Amazon. And if anybody's coming in here that did not get to catch the live stream I had last night, please go back and check it out. There's a lot of extremely useful, semi-new information that Doc and I discussed. Gil was there's comic relief. I mean, there was actually quite a bit of good info in there. There was a couple rabbit holes we started to go down, but we didn't go too far down them.
Yeah.
But for the most part, 90% of it was new, discussed information that's been put out recently and the impacts or implications that it has. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, please do so.
Yeah.
You will become very well informed. And it's a bit long. It's 3 hours, but Doc was there with us for about 2.5 of it.
Yeah, it was some really good information, and we got into covering a bunch of the personal protective equipment as well.
It's all right, and
And
it's back up on replay.
yeah.
And when you jailbreak certain things like Fire Sticks or iPads and iPhones, they become a lot more useful.
Yeah, we have had a lot of good discussions last night. Yeah, shoot. Having a brain fart here. Let's see what I got on that again. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, tomorrow's night's going to be interesting. Tomorrow night I'm doing on EMP. So maybe a little bit of hey Michael, a little bit of hurt feelings with some of the stuff I have to say about some of the things out there, and certain companies that are making claims about EMP stuff.
Yeah, I noticed I lost a few subscribers when the last time I discussed that.
Yeah. But I also have some videos of some interesting stuff that our government is doing for a EMP weapon based out of a drone that they actually tested a couple of years ago. An EMP box, or known as a Faraday cage. No, I will not show how to do it.
I'll show you the one I made.
But yeah, we will show some pictures of them and talk about them.
I'll make sure I'll bring a display item.
Yeah, there are some key points you need to know about it. But yeah. So, trying to catch up on the talk chat here real quick, see what's going on. I guess it's Mrs. Mel.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not quite in the middle of nowhere in eastern South Dakota. North Dakota is in the middle of nowhere. I spent some time up there in Dickinson, North Dakota. Man, that place is just
well, you'll have to tune in, Anna, or at least at the very least catch it on replay.
Yeah.
They're simple to make, complicated to understand, but once you understand it, you can make them no problem.
Yeah.
There are certain things that other YouTubers have said that is false.
Yeah.
And that's more than likely exactly what we're going to be going over. And there's Howie. Good morning.
Hey, Howie.
He's probably eating some of that leftover food he cooked the other night in them trays. Yeah. I was so hungry. I had to go almost eat my cat.
Yeah, be careful about saying that. That's Lori lost her channel for a little bit. People thought she was serious about that.
Well, if you don't take my word for it, go watch Howie's channel. He put up 2 little short videos, one right after the other, about what he was cooking. You will be hungry enough to eat most anything. And thank you, Howie. I didn't want to eat my cat because I don't like fur between my teeth.
Yeah, I hate coughing up fur balls myself.
Yep.
Yeah, we have no landline. We have no cable TV. All we have is internet and cell phones. And yeah, my cell phones. I got rid of the 99% of all the robocallers and stuff. It took me about 6 months to do it, to get off all the lists. Basically, when I answered the phone, I didn't say anything. I just answered it and listened. And usually it's a live person, they're going to go, hello. And, like it was my wife or whatever else, of course, then I usually see that. But if someone else I don't know, I haven't received a call from them, or haven't entered into my call list, they will, they'll wait a couple seconds, hello, hello, and then I'll respond back. But if it's a automated one, you listen, and after about 15 seconds, it goes click, click, and it hangs up because it thinks it's a dead line. And it enters it into a system, dead line. And so they start removing those, quote, dead lines from their call lists that they pass around. Yeah, I mean, it's like most movies I want. If I want movies, hey, I go down to Walmart and I pick up some movies from the under $5 bin. And you got three DVDs here for $3.74. I only get the movies I want to watch 2 or 3 times. I mean, it's like, hey, one of my other ones I got, boom, I like it. I've seen it about 4 or 5 times, but I finally went ahead and bought one because I don't have cable up here.
Yeah, that's the problem we had down here too, Lori. Most everybody put themselves on a do not call list. That list got sold. So the do not calls got called anyway.
Yeah.
I've put my cell phone on at least half a dozen different do not call lists, and I still get them. Matter of fact, about 20 minutes ago, I got a call. Your car insurance is about to expire. You have an issue with that. Really? Yeah, I don't have a car. Click.
Yeah. I see. When I used to get calls at work, it would be great because I was so used to answering the phone at work a certain way. I'd answer my cell phone the same way. Hello, Department of Homeland Security emergency line. How can I help you? Click. I guess they didn't want to talk to me.
Yep. Now that's still not old school enough, but it is old school. Now, if you said you had a Beta or a Betamax, then I'd be impressed.
Yeah, we have an old Sony VHS that we pulled out of mothballs because when I came up here, I pulled all the VHS tapes out and brought them up here so I can show the grandkids all the old Disney stuff, the old Thomas the Tank Engines, Bob the Builder, all that stuff. Oh yeah, Anna, you don't even have to go to garage sales. If you look on like Craigslist has free stuff sometimes and stuff, you can find a bunch of those. And then Facebook has that thing that my wife's always saying, oh, we got a bunch over here, I'm gonna go get some. Okay, go pick them up, they're free.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, that's she actually picked up a really, it was practically brand new kids plastic I forget what it's called, but slide, it's the brand, I can't remember what the brand is, that it stands only about 4 feet tall for the top of it. It has like 3 steps going up and the slide coming down, so you can use it in the house. And my grandsons, man, they just love the heck out of that thing. Right now, we had to take it away from them because the middle son goes, "Whoo! If I push this over next to where the TV and VCR is, I can climb up the ladder on it and get up there and turn the TV on and off and everything else." And it's like, because we mounted it up high so they wouldn't be messing with it. And so he goes over and he was doing that, so we took it away from him.
Yeah. If you want to talk really old school, let's talk laser discs. Most of those people on the side, well, not most, but a few of them are going to say, what the heck are those?
Yeah. My cousin, when laser discs came out, they were big into it. Her and her husband, and they got the best player he could find. And they had, it looked like it looked like my mom's record cabinet, only it was all, instead of LPs, it was all laser discs.
Yep. Laser discs lasted about 1.5 to 2 years, and then they fell flat on their face. They were too expensive for what they offered.
Yeah. Then the next thing came out.
Mm-hmm.
DVDs.
DVDs didn't come out after Laserdisc. That's
Yeah.
when VHS came out, because
Yeah.
it was beta, then Laserdisc, then VHS,
Yes.
then DVDs.
Yeah. Windshield coming. Okay, I want it bulletproof. Yeah. Problem is now for the windshields, even if they're bulletproof, they're not sandblasting proof. When I was living in California, I was driving on 880, the Nimitz
care,
Freeway.
Howie. Be safe out there.
Yeah, take it easy, Howie. We had, driving to work every day. The radio stations jokingly referred to 880 as the cleanest highway in the world because every week there were sweepers going up and down and picking up all the garbage and crap off of it. But so many trucks were going up and down 880. They weren't allowed on 580 unless there was a problem on 880. But they're going up and down 880. You know, you got rocks falling off the trucks, dirt, constructing all the stuff. And so the front end of my Corolla was literally sandblasted down to the primer. And the windshield was so pitted. I don't know how many windshields I put in that thing. And my truck, the last year and a half I was working, I was driving my truck sitting up higher, and even still, it got sandblasted.
That's why you don't live in those kind of states. You don't have to worry about that when you move.
Yeah, that's why I moved.
See, I grew up in Michigan. The only problem you have in Michigan is termites get after your metal. Okay, I guess that's an entirely Michigan joke. Salt.
Yes, I got it. I'm sorry. Another joke popped into my mind that would have been perfect for Saturday night. Of course, some people would probably find it offensive because it deals with a orientation issue. California, WD, 880 runs from San Jose up to, it's weird. It starts down in San Jose, heads east a little bit, then comes up north on the east side of the bay, comes up through Fremont, Oakland, up past Oakland. It goes across the San Mateo Bridge into Marin County, where it dead ends.
In other words, it's on the perfect side of the San Andreas fault line.
Yeah, it's on the side it's going to survive.
Well, it won't survive, but it's on the right side.
Yeah.
Literally, the right side.
Yep, exactly. And 880 was the section from the Loma Prieta earthquake. They showed that section of the stacked freeway that collapsed. They called it the Cypress structure. That was part of 880. Yes, I'm in Idaho now. The free state of Idaho, where you do not need a permit to carry open or concealed. Yeah, yeah. I used to be a big California supporter until the Democrats socialized it, turned it into California.
Okay, Lori. What? Hey, urban grandpa prepper. All right, Lori, throw your question out there. I'll try not to fall asleep.
I'm over by Idaho Falls. And a lot of the guys over here in Idaho that I on the YouTube channels, they're all up in North Idaho. They don't like me calling it Northern Idaho. But my grandmother was born up in North. She called it Northern Idaho, up the Coeur d'Alene.
Lori, that's a question that the scientists have been asking for the last 57 years. Is it going to go or is it not? When it goes, what's it going to do? Is it going to flood part of it? We're going to get salt water up in those areas again like they did at the last one? Or is it going to be something entirely different? Are we going to lose major cities? Are they going to fall in the ocean? Please. I mean,
unfortunately, on the San Andreas Fault, it is not a subduction zone like it is like the fault is going from
the Juan de Fuca Fault in British Columbia.
the one that starts up at Crescent City and runs all the way up to Alaska.
Yeah,
The
that's the one.
Cascadia subduction. Yeah. The subduction zone is basically the two plates, the continental plate and the Pacific plate. The Pacific plate's going under the other one, and so you get these pop earthquakes. The San Andreas and the on the San Andreas, the Pacific plate is heading north, and the other, the continental plate's just staying still. So the one's just, it's kind of heading north, and so you get a slide, jerky, that like that as it slides. It's not falling, coming apart. If anything, it would go the other way, and it's kind of weird the way the Pacific plate twists and turns. So it's twisting, so the edge of it's going north, but it's also moving a little bit to the east. So that's why you have the Pacific Sierra mountain range, because it pushes that way some too, so that it's buckled up. So if anything, it's coming up. And what's interesting in the last two major earthquakes down in Los Angeles, which is on the east, the western side of the fault line, in 71, and the other one, there are the 71 Silmar quake and the Northridge quake. On both those, the Los Angeles basin rose a couple inches on both those quakes.
There's a visual representation of what we're talking about.
Boom.
And we can go to this one. And it illustrates quite well.
Yeah.
Mount St. Helens, Mount Hood, Mount Adams, Rainier, Glacier Park, Mount Baker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Cascadia is going down and down and down and down.
Yeah.
And what's causing the Juan de Fuca to move toward us is this little rift right here where all that volcanic activity is going. And it's actually causing the plates to...
Yeah, so that's a real good one there. Dave, in the middle of the screen there, that other map, that one, click on that one. Now, if you look at it, you can see there are multiple fault lines there. It gives you right there. He's on the one fault, but yeah. So you got a couple faults, but that's nothing compared to the. I don't know if I can go find it here quick. I'll see. I'll just look at it this way. SF Bay Area faults. Images. There it is. This one here.
And as far as Jellystone goes, I wouldn't worry about Jellystone unless it starts raising more than 3 inches in a month.
Yeah.
Then I would pack your bags and find somebody out east to go visit for about 2 weeks.
All right. So in the San Francisco Bay Area, so this is the San and get over on the right map. This is the San Andreas here, and so it cuts off. So San Francisco is actually on the east side of the fault line there, but the Calaveras fault here, the Hayward fault. The Hayward's the next one they're really worrying about going, because when it's like 25 years past its cycle, and when if the Hayward goes with, they're expecting it to be a 7.5 or greater. Yeah, you're going to kiss most of the East Bay. Bye-bye.
They're going to be swimming. Does that answer your question, Laurie, about them being two different faults?
Yeah. And this here is just showing the major faults in the San Francisco Bay Area. There are
minor.
Yes. And what's interesting is when the San Andreas went, and so right down around in here is Loma Prieta, because there's so many faults going across here. By the time it got up to where I live, up here, it it wasn't that bad of a shaker. But over here on this side, it devastated San Francisco and Oakland. But because I was on the west side of the Hayward Fault and several other faults that's not shown here, each fault acted as a buffer because it dispersed energy as it tried to travel through it.
The easiest way to explain it is go out and get yourself a milk jug bottle that's empty, obviously. Cut a small square out of it. And you can realize you can rip it, you can tear it fairly easy with your hands. Now, what you do is you take and put a hole with a nail or something just at the end of that crack, and then try and tear it again. You'll find out it's a lot harder to tear it. And what the faults act just like that. They act like a little spot and a hole in the crack. So it just stops and actually buffers it.
Yeah. What this map doesn't show, which is really scary though for the Bay Area, the bay here going right up the middle of the bay is a fault line in the bottom of the bay. And there are very few maps that show that fault line. You have to find a specific USGS map to find that fault line.
What about the far left, second row down?
Far left, second row down. This one here?
Oh, right there. That white one. Isn't
that one? No, that shows the Hayward. Doesn't show the one. You actually have to get a USGS map that shows the. I'm not sure if there's any of them on here.
It's probably one of them top secret maps we're not supposed to know about.
It's not top secret, but it's don't publicize this because it's going to freak people out.
But to the comment that was issued earlier about the New Madrid, yeah, that's the only one I got to worry about, because the New Madrid, if it goes off like it did the last time, even way over here by Cincinnati, or Cincinnati as some people call it, I'm gonna feel it.
Oh yeah, the last time when it went off back in 1816.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it broke windows in Boston and rang church bells in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But
the New Madrid? The New Madrid happens to run pretty much right along the Mississippi River.
Mm-hmm. Just as an interesting side note, you see this fault line I'm dragging my cursor on right now, called the Calaveras fault line. Every time an area down by Papua New Guinea, there's an island down there called Vanuatu. Every time the area around Vanuatu has a 7.0 or greater earthquake, within 2 weeks, there is a 3.0 or greater earthquake on the Calaveras. This has been going on for 10 years that I've been tracking it every time. And if you look on a map of the plate, they're almost 180 degrees opposite each other across the plate. Coincidence? That's what the guys at down at USGS in Roanoke Park say. But yeah, this world is interesting. I guess there's a Walker fault that shows.
Yep.
Follows. They show Camppatton Peninsula up to the Oregon. Looks. Yeah, like I said, all those theories about. Let me see. I can pull something else up here real quick, and I'll pull up the San Andreas fault. So I'm gonna get a map for the whole. Oh, well, here's some good images of the San Andreas fault. But it runs. Which one do I want to use? I'll use this one here. That's small. Where's the big one? There we go. So the San Andreas runs from down here all the way up, and you can see the arrows right there, the movement of the plates. This one here is moving north faster than the other side's moving south. And the interesting fact on this is that the Golden Gate Bridge is coming together. because with the San Andreas, I forget how much slack like the bridge getting ahead to tighten things back up again. But what is this other one here? That's a suspected subduction zone. But the problem is, the reason why they're suspecting it's a subduction zone is because of the mountain range. But the problem is, just because there's a mountain range doesn't mean it's a subduction zone. It actually means it's a collision zone. And that's why, so you got this mountain range here in California, and you got this other mountain range along the Pacific coast here, where the plates are pushing against each other. But once you get up here past Crescent City, up here, is where the actual Cascadia subduction zone begins, because this fault, San Andreas whips out here, and everything changes its the dynamic. It's like a broken piece of glass. It fractures all over the place and goes different ways. So anyways, so that's our talk on earthquakes, I guess, unless people want to keep going on earthquakes. Yeah.
Hold on. I pulling something up.
Okay.
Ever show up. And
over here.
Go here and click that, and then click this. And there you go. You can share that one. That's not home, but this is the biggest, fastest moving one on the planet right at the moment.
Yeah, that's that whole area over there is, yeah.
But that's the fastest moving currently. They're saying a few inches a year, which is, in geological terms, quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a high-speed railway.
Mm-hmm.
And just to the east of that, you have India, that the India plate colliding with the Eurasian plate there is causes all sorts of problems over there too. That's how come you have the Himalayas.
Mm-hmm. But see, if all that decides to crack off before the end of the world, there's going to be a whole lot of people down there going, ah.
Yeah.
Okay, next topic.
Next
topic. Crickets, but I don't have my phone hooked up.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about the metric system versus the mile system.
I just realized I have an appointment I got to drive off to. I'll be back. Of course, I got to go find a car first, so that may take me a couple hours.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting stuff. But what else are you guys interested in out there? How many we still got around here? I mean, I got 11 watching now. Mine says, not just dropped to 10. I just lost somebody. Didn't mean to chase you off with all the scientific talk.
Throw out the life jacket, life preserver.
Okay.
It's interesting. I'm going to say one thing real quick. It's not imperial measurements. Don't make it sound like we're some kind of highfalutin kind of imperial society. We're not. We just a bunch of lowly little people like you.
I think she's referring to as imperial. That's what the was the British crowns.
That's what they call the American standard system.
Yeah.
I got to watch Mount St. Helens go off as well. It interrupted my MASH.
Yeah.
I was watching MASH. Then the special news report, Mount St. Helens has exploded. Dang it, man. I want to finish watching MASH. Go back. I
Yeah.
didn't understand at the time the implications of such an event.
Yeah. Anna, um, that's because the UK is slowly adopting the matrix system, but at least they're holding on to the miles because all the historic milestones around there. And of course, you look at the all the sayings we have. Give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Milestones, is one thing. It was for markers. You know, it's just, I don't know.
I'm glad I didn't get to see it live. I probably would have had an entirely different perspective of life at that point. Seeing it on TV was bad enough, but it took, what was it, 2 weeks for us to get the ash where I lived in Michigan?
Mm. Hey, Brassard, Jeep uses all the wrong size metric bolts.
Agreed. That's why people who work on Jeeps for a living are highly coveted.
Yeah.
Because they can take absolutely nothing and make it work.
Yeah. Well, you all in America here can thank President McKinley. I believe it was McKinley, who originally authorized the beginning use of the metric system in the U.S.
Damn him.
Uh-huh. Because he thought we needed to bow down to Europe because then we needed whatever Europe had. And it's like, no.
Well,
You tell them to say, no, stick to the standard system.
Well, here's what he started and what our current political system, certain parts of it are actually trying to redo, is they're trying to get us to fall back under Queen's rule.
Hey, Anthony.
As much. Hey, Anthony. But they want us to go back under Queen's rule. They want to have it so you can't even carry a knife that's fixed blade or a locking knife. Because by George, that locking blade knife is dangerous. It's about as dangerous as the booger hanging out of Gil's nose.
What? Well, all right, just jump. So hang on, I'll throw this one up here. Have you seen that one, Dave?
No, I haven't had a chance to get into that stuff this morning that hard. I just took a quick glance at the numbers this morning. That was it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me none. The problem is I see it was probably passed away 2 or 3 days ago, and it's just now getting leaked out.
Yeah.
Because you figure he was at ground zero from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But China has such a stranglehold on their internet that you have to use VPNs to get out, and even then they're starting to be able to track those now. So all these claims by these companies that do VPNs about being untraceable, China's proven that ain't true.
Yeah. Anna, I'm not sure which videos you got queued up of Anthony's there, but if they're one of the ones I think is in there, prepare to be hungry. He does good food videos.
Yeah, see, I have to eat first and make sure I'm full to the point of being almost nauseated before I watch his videos, because otherwise I want to go eat again.
Yeah, and it's one of them. The sour cream one. So let me throw this out again. Anybody wants to come join us up here? Let me put it out there. There's the link. Okay. I don't know, Anthony. Tools. I prefer,
SAE.
Yeah, it's the standard. Quarter inch, 16, 30 seconds. Because I mean, I can look at something. So okay, I need a size here. Instantly, just looking at it with metric. Okay. Nope. Try another. Try. Oh, here's the one that fits.
Yeah, most of the time it's either 10 or 12 millimeter on most cars nowadays as a standard bolt. That's why when I had a toolbox on wheels, it had 12 10 millimeter sockets of various, size, uh, quarter inch, 3/8, half inch, and stuff like that. I figured if it was so badly rusted on there and I couldn't get it off with a standard quarter inch or 3/8 drive, I'd break out the breaker bar of the half inch and just pop it off.
Yeah.
Worry about drilling it out later. Yes, we do know that. But as
Yeah.
bushcrafting people, we don't cater to the larger 250 milliliter size. We can live with just 200 milliliters.
Yeah, it's like the British gallon has 5 quarts in it.
Always have to be a little bit better than us.
Yeah. And the British ton has a little bit more, I believe, weight to it.
I don't know. What's heavier, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
A ton of pork from DC.
Yep.
It ain't a ton. It's multiple tons.
It's all a ton.
Yeah. Because what was that? Oh.
The funny thing is that question I just asked was on a college entry exam many, many years ago. You would not believe how many people actually answer that wrong. Mm-hmm. That sure enough do. And even some of them even call it, it's a ton, eh? No, it's a ton. It's 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, unless you're dealing with a metric ton.
Sorry. DOT in this country doesn't work with metric tons.
Yeah, no.
I could have made a lot more money driving truck.
Yeah, because a metric ton is, I'm trying to find the pound ratios, but it's a little bit more than a ton. Because 9 metric tons is almost equivalent of 10 U.S. tons.
Mm-hmm. See, if I could have hauled metric tons instead of American tons while I was driving truck, there were several loads I probably could have made closer to $10,000 driving the load instead of the 1,000 that we did.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't got to go sit in no corner, Lori. Stay here and join us. We'll be nice and leave the metric system alone for now.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, the scales on there's some good kitchen scales on Amazon for $10 or so. Actually, I picked one up, the battery powered portable one. That I used that. There we go. Yeah, thank you. Eggers and bacon.
Anthony.
They say I got one of those little portable scales to take with me when I worked at DHS whenever I was going out in the field. Because sure as heck, I'd go out and go out to do an action at one of the airports or one of the ferry terminals, and sure enough, I get out there and we caught somebody trying to take a whole bunch of marijuana across state lines. And they had to, usually the local police that showed up, oh, guys, I think this weighs a pound. Here, guys, weigh it right, get your data right, because the U.S. attorneys going to want to know exactly how much is going out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird for California. California is all pro. Oh yeah, you can have marijuana, you can do this today, but you can't take it out of the state. You take it out of the state, we're going to come after your ass.
Oh, they've actually got. I was watching a show on YouTube a couple weeks back. It was a documentary about that. They actually have undercover agents stalking people. Not watching, they stalk them. If they see somebody in California with an out-of-plate state going anywhere near a dispensary of any kind, they will tail them, follow them. They'll let them drive all the way across the state line, and they'll arrest them in Vegas or whatever city they're going to. And it's not a pretty picture when they get arrested.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It was I was over at Oakland International Airport when this dummy decided he was going to take through the passenger screening checkpoint, not putting in checked baggage, 2 suitcases. Each suitcase had something like 54 pounds of marijuana in it. And he was heading to Colorado. And
Why what, Lori?
Yeah.
Hey, Anna, they've done that a couple times in Michigan too. People go into Indiana to buy it. The first exit there on 69 in Indiana, and they drive them back up into Michigan because there's that cigarette shop right there at the first exit, where not on the side of where the truck stop is, but the other side of the highway. There's a tobacco store over there that sells them dirt cheap. I know my mom used to run down in Indiana and buy them for everybody at the casino. She never got caught though. They use undercover agents so they can make a fortune in fines and fees and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I got one. I 100-foot measuring tape. One side is in inches, the other side is in tenths of feet. It's an engineer's tape because engineers for doing grading stuff don't measure in inches; they measure in tenths of feet. And for the surveyors.
Hey, Anna, if you're that close to Fort Wayne, could you run up to Sweetwater real quick and get the package that's sitting up there for me so I can get to my house faster? Because they put it in the U.S. mail instead of FedEx or UPS. So that means it's going to take an extra 3 or 4 days for it to get here. Well, it may be legal to have it there, but you can't transport it across state lines. And that's where they're getting these people.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is that some of these people are only going over just to get enough personal use because it's cheaper over there. And they're still getting busted for it. Like I say, it's all a racket. It's all to make money. Just like the forest fires all there were. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Oh, I like this one. I gotta show this one here. Going back a bit here, this image. You have the short ton, the U.S. ton, the metric ton, tonny, and then the British ton. 3 different tons.
And it doesn't matter whichever one falls on you.
It hurts.
Well, from Fort Wayne to my house is another, let me think. If you take back roads, it would be 5.5 hours. But I also know a lot of the back roads, and I know where I can speed and where I can't.
Hey, RG Homestead.
Hey, how's it going, RG?
Yeah. Let's not get into the... Are calling to set them. Yeah, and that's the thing is, they actually caught one of the guys that had set one of the fires in California, and the mainstream media has kind of squashed the story on it. But the guy was an eco-terrorist.
The guy got bailed out of jail by an attorney that costs more per hour than it costs for you to buy your latest vehicle. When that kind of money is paying for an attorney that expensive, people shut up or they disappear.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
I won't mention name, but we've seen what's happened there.
Yeah. Good old Governor Nuisance. And his predecessor, Governor Moonbeam. Yeah. Oh, what else is on people's minds going on today?
Keep it clean, folks.
Yes, please keep it clean. Okay. Where did I lose? There I go. Clicking on buttons or tabs.
I really wish people would belt their kids into the cars. It's annoying to see people put their kid in a car and then drive off with the kid running around without its seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Just watch one drive out of here that way.
Well, I'm on mixed opinion of that. The seatbelt, yeah, but it's like, hey, when I grew up, the car didn't even have a seatbelt, and we used to play in the back seat, bouncing around. And the first station wagon we had did not have seatbelt, and we go over the seat into the very back and back and forth. And
so did I. I'm still here, but
yeah,
it is the law. Whether we agree with the law, we should still follow it.
Yeah,
it really doesn't hurt us. On the other side of that, though, if my mom had been wearing a seatbelt when she was a passenger in the Mustang that we had, it would have killed her, because the car T-boned the Mustang. And if you've ever seen a 1969 Ford Mustang get T-boned, you realize there isn't much of a car left.
Yeah.
My stepdad happened to pull her over just at the nick of time as the other car hit our Mustang, and it's the only thing that saved my mom. She still wound up with a broken clavicle bone.
Yeah. But it's like, some of the laws are for the child seats are so, what's the word I'm looking for?
How about draconian?
No, not draconian. Stupid comes closest, but it's all right. It's you have to, if you're this age, you have to be in a child you have to be in a child this type of seat. You have to be booster seat. You got to be in a full blown seat or whatever type of seat for each of the ages. Then they changed it to height. Now, it doesn't matter what age you are, what height. So if a person is a height challenged person,
they're in a seatbelt,
and they're 21, but they are below the height. Supposedly, they're supposed to be in a booster seat.
Oh, that's why most states have changed it to a height and weight.
Yeah.
Charles was actually legally allowed to be out of a car seat by the time he was 4.
Yeah.
But I didn't allow that because I just wanted him to understand that seatbelts are a good idea.
Yeah. Cadillac Eldorados are battleships, anyways. Them and the old Lincoln Continentals, they were, the Bismarck in the hood.
Mm-hmm. The U.S. has been a nanny state since 1968. It just didn't become, nobody realized it until it was too late.
Yeah.
You ain't that dang old, Anthony. I got you beat. Gil's got me beat.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Hey, you're the old fart in the room.
Yeah. All right. Anybody older than 62, hands up. Give a wave.
I see no activity inside chat. because Uncle Al's not here, and I think he's just a little bit older.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Boom. Get that going there.
Well, see, I've got my brother's father is from Quebec, so I have a little understanding of Quebec.
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony, I know the feeling. I had to walk to school in the snow, 12 miles uphill both directions.
Hey, I walk uphill both ways to Walmart. One of these days, I'll make a video of it, and you can see I literally have to walk up a hill both ways to go to Walmart. So now I understand what my grandpa used to say. I understand it. You walk to my Walmart too, Lori? I didn't know that. Jeez. All right, Anna, have a good trip.
All right, take it easy.
Contamination soup.
Yeah. Get 2 cans of Lysol, one in each hand, and just spray him down as he comes in the door.
Now, we used to hang our feet off the back of a tailgate going down dirt roads and watch our shoes disintegrate. Then have our parents yell at us, "What the hell are you doing that for?" Because it's fun. You see all the trails of smoke it left up? No, but you're going to have to go buy new shoes now. So I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Then you get the proverbial upside the head for that one.
We back when I was a early teenager, they came out with those sandals which were made out of tire tread, recycled tires. That was the only time my mom didn't yell at us for dragging her feet. She figured tires are going to last a lot longer than the regular soles of the tennis shoes, and they did too. They lasted about 6 times as long.
Well, if you're making skateboards like that, then would you send me a couple over here so I don't have to walk uphill? I can just skateboard uphill.
Yeah.
They've actually created a similar item to the hoverboard, but it's not a real hoverboard. It uses magnetic induction.
Yeah.
And it's not very stable.
Yeah, I remember my back in the early 60s, my older cousins and taking the roller skates and making skateboards with them, like with a little box on it, just like he had the kid had in Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's time for more coffee.
All right. So we will never have flying cars. Everyone would need pilot's license. Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine someone with a flying car, and they're, I got to text somebody while they're flying. Yeah. That would be, totally insane. It would be worse is, you're flying along in the air traffic lane, and you see the person over there just texting away, and the plane's going. Oh. Yeah. Well, gonna have to get my daughter to fix the humidifier downstairs because the humidity's. I got my humidifier up here going, and it's still humidity's still dropping. It's now down to 28%. Need to get it back up to 40, so it's not everyone's not hacking up a lung around here. Sorry to use such a gross terminology, but when it's really dry, the boys start hacking all over the place, and because the mucus congeals in their throats and stuff. And gotta go make some lunch skies. Yeah, I agree, Laura. What's lunch skies? All right, Anthony, come on. Out with it. What is lunch skies? All right, we're all wait. Yeah. Oh, you got it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mine. It's actually got some information that's pretty good.
Yeah, Lori, what you hear is my grandson that he was one just before Halloween, so that's October. So he's 15 months old now. Yeah, he's lunch skis. What's lunch skis?
Oh, good grief. Are you serious? Oh, boy.
I'm poking fun.
Yes, it's Polish talk.
Yeah, or yeah. I was thinking Russian talk.
I'd smack my head on the microphone, but A, it would probably blast everybody's eardrums out, and two, it might actually hurt.
Lunchki. Well,
Well, hey, seeing as how he's such a great cook and all, I want to see him make some pierogies. Are you up for it, Anthony? You want to make some pierogies?
okay, it's 10:30. Okay, Lori, why he's fussing right now is I hear my daughter making him his lunch, and because he wants a little bite to eat before he goes down for his nap, and he gets cranky if he doesn't have his something to eat before he takes a nap.
See, I cured Charles of that one. He wanted something to eat one night. I gave him a bottle of Tabasco sauce. He ain't never asked for it since.
Well, we used to try, I grew up, my parents, all my brothers and sisters, would put Tabasco sauce on our thumbs to keep us from sucking our thumbs. And it worked. We tried that on my daughter, and it didn't work. She went and got the jar and put more Tabasco sauce on her thumb and sucked on it.
Sorry about that. I just got offered a free credit card with 0% interest rate for 3 years.
Then it goes up to 24.79% interest rate.
Yeah, there's fine print in there. It's 0% interest, but they charge you a monthly fee of $75 every month, whether you use the card or not.
Yeah.
I fell for one of those recently. I thought it was Capital One. It was Credit One. I had a dyslexic moment and didn't read it. Oops. So now I'm going to call them and say, hey, cut that card up. Cancel it. I'm not using it. I've already shredded it, disposed of it in 4 different garbage bags. Oh, see, I have easy time with babies when they're crying. I stick a bottle, a pacifier, or gummy bears in their mouth. They're fine. Gummy bears work best. Just have to make sure they're not leaning backwards. They have to make sitting up so they don't swallow it. Don't want to have to give them CPR.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I gotta figure out what the heck that one is.
What?
What Lori just put in there. Tortellini? Tortellini. Okay. Da-da-da. Okay, never mind. Brain fart.
I was fortunate. Charles was not colicky. Matter of fact, by the time Charles was 8 months old, he didn't even want to bottle it bed anymore. He never took a pacifier. He always went down for at least 9 hours of sleep at night. Never woke up in the middle of the night. So I was fortunate.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Now that cry is one. I just want attention. I'm tired of playing with all the toys down here. I want adult attention.
Well, some of those meat pies, there used to be a place where I used to live up Michigan that made meat pies, and they made them in the style of a calzone. Those were awesome.
Yeah.
Problem is that restaurant only lasted a few months because nobody else would go there and eat. I'd go in there and sit there for a couple hours a day, eat 2 sandwiches, chit chat with people.
Lori can email me a picture too, Lori.
No, she's trying to drive me into the kitchen is what she's wanting me to do. She's trying to feed me and I'm not hungry. It's that whole mama thing. That's okay.
There's my wife discovered something in the store that is kind of addicting. The DiGiorno pizza makes a version of a Hot Pocket pepperoni pizza. It's more like, I mean, it is, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, all a Hot Pocket is a calzone shrunk down to nothing.
Yeah.
It takes me like 5 Hot Pockets to get full, where I can eat 1 calzone and be full.
Yeah.
Of course, that is a 12-inch calzone.
Yeah, my middle child, Alex, I call him Thor because he looks like Chris Helmsworth, done up like Thor and everything, the long blonde hair and the reddish beard, but yeah, his favorite thing is the Costco Kirkland brand frozen pizza, 12-inch pizzas, and he'll pull one of those out for lunch and throw it in the oven, and yeah, he'll go through that thing.
That's my lunch right there. That's it. Honey roasted peanuts. Semi healthy, semi not healthy.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of fun foods out there. I can't remember the brand now, but there's a company that makes it's sort of like it's a breaded chicken breast fillet and half a pita bread with a slice of cheese on it, and Sam's Club carries it, and I think Costco carries it as well.
You do realize why they called that pita bread, right?
Why?
Because it was a pain in the ass to slice it down the middle.
Tuna fish on white.
Wheat. Or how about a couple pieces of sourdough bread, hamburger patty, Thousand Island dressing, piece of Swiss cheese, some grilled onions, some sauteed mushrooms. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I used to not like Thousand Island dressing when Mom first tried to introduce us to it in a restaurant or whatever. Until I saw my grandmother make it at home. Mayonnaise, ketchup, relish, a little squirt of mustard. Wait a minute, I gotta put that on my bologna sandwich. Yeah, that's Thousand Island dressing. So then I started eating Thousand Island dressing at the restaurants. So Anthony made the white loaf last night.
Or let's discuss Reubens. Reubens are really good too.
What's the meat in a Reuben?
Corned beef.
Corned beef.
At least the way I make them, it is. Some
Trying to
people
remember, there was
use regular hamburger. I prefer the taste when it's corned beef.
mm, um, pastrami in a sandwich.
Yuck. I don't like pastrami.
Mm.
It causes bad nightmares. I fall asleep, and in my dreams, I see pastrami chasing me down the road, screaming at me, "Eat me!" And I scream, "No, hero!"
I'd turn around and eat it. There was a restaurant in California. We used to have to drive down almost to San Jose to go to it, called just lost it.
Yes,
It was at Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. And Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor had a sandwich called the Gastronomical Delicatessinal Epicurean's Delight. It was about that long, and it was like a super sub. And they had every type of sliced meat you could think of on that thing. And it was about, so the bread would be about this high. When it was done, it was twice that high. It was, huge. And we go down there, and my cousins and my family and stuff, so there'd be about like 4 of us, 5 of them. So it'd be nine of us down there, not counting parents. And we get 2 of those, and we'd go through those things. Well, my one cousin that was a couple of years older than me, when he was about, I guess he was about 19 at the time, went down there. He ordered one for himself, and everyone was starting to get bad. You're not going to eat it. He finished that friggin' sandwich off. He looked friggin' pregnant, but he finished that thing off. And the store owner, when he found out, was watching. It happened to be there that day and was watching him. Came over and gave him a certificate for a free. They had what's called it was a Sunday called Pig's Trough. It was a big metal pan in a wooden trough thing that had a whole bunch of I don't know how many scoops of ice cream on it for the next time he came in. Love Montreal smoked meats, rye bread, toasted, an inch and a half of hot smoked meat, hot mustard, crisp pickle on top. Mm. Can I change the pickle out for relish?
No, it won't taste.
No.
Won't taste the same. And that's something I learned a long time ago. And any good foodie will tell you, you can put the exact same ingredients on a sandwich, but layer it different ways, and it will change the way a sandwich tastes. Some sandwiches have to be built in a particular order to achieve the taste you're looking for. Because if you mix up the order of the ingredients, let's say you put your Thousand Island, then your corned beef, then your sauerkraut, it won't taste the same as if you put corned beef, sauerkraut, and then Thousand Island on top of that. It'll change the way it tastes.
Hey, shit happens. It's CJ. So we're having fun here. Now we're talking sandwiches. So what we've gone through, went through the coronavirus. We went through earthquakes. We went through measurements, metric versus American standard, into sandwiches now. But my probably all-time favorite sandwich is a simple sandwich.
Fried bologna on bread?
Close. 2 slices of bread, mayonnaise on both slices, a little mustard on one side, relish on the other, 2 slices of bologna, and then it has to be, then it's cut in eighths. There's something, it just tastes a little bit different when it's cut, like a little finger food. But that's the way my mom used to do it when I was a little kid.
You realize you're not supposed to nibble on your fingers when you bite them sandwiches, right? That's
Yeah.
why it tastes that way. You would nibble on your fingers.
what do you mean nibbling on my fingers?
Exactly.
Oh, you got to wait 3 hours before you crack a beer. That's why they have this stuff called near beer, non-alcoholic. Actually, there's something else I used to do with bologna, and I started making it for my nieces and nephews when I had to babysit them. Get a flour tortilla. When the small ones, put overlap 2 slices of bologna in there, sprinkle a bunch of cheese in it, roll it up, put a couple toothpicks through it, put it in the microwave just enough to melt the cheese and warm the bologna up. Those kids went absolutely nuts for that. They walk around the house and walk around eating a little bologna tortilla, bologna burrito, or whatever you want to call it.
Yes, fried bologna tastes much better with a good mustard. Grey Poupon.
My mom on her, Anthony, my mom on her tuna fish sandwiches would put watercress in it. Get all made and put a bunch of watercress on there before she closed the sandwich up. Ham, bacon, tomatoes, onions, green peppers.
Sounds like a good egg salad sandwich to me.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife can't stand the smell of fried bologna or like we used to take hot dogs, we cut them in half and fry them on the pan. And she can't stand the smell of either one of those. I'm not sure what happened as a child. But yeah, there are a whole bunch of good sandwiches out there. Yeah. Your tongue will slap your brain out.
Well, after all the crap I've been studying to make sure we get good, honest information out the last week and a half, 2 weeks, my brain's already gone anyway. It's complete mush.
Yeah.
I've got so much information crammed into my brain about that stupid coronavirus. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
The problem is, it would take a video 6 or 7 hours long to actually get through everything that's out there that's true and debunk all the crap that's not.
Yeah. And the yeah, CJ, you missed. I think you missed it, but Anthony did homemade sourdough the other day, yesterday or a couple days ago, whatever, and he did fresh white bread last night. So Anthony, you're gonna have to build yourself a little smokehouse out there so you can do some brisket to go with your fresh bread. Yeah, BLTs are great.
Nah, I don't want a BLT. What I want is a nice large heaping of French fries, smothered in beef gravy, topped with chive onions. That sounds good. Maybe a little dollop of sour cream on the top.
The only thing that I've ever done different for standard BLT with mayo was throw a slice of Tillamook cheese on it.
Now, Chick, that's an awesome exchange program right there. Awesome exchange.
Very, very, very good, Lori. Very good. Yes. My wife can't stand bread that's been dipped. She has something that, the texture thing doesn't like soggy bread. But hey, a good French dip. Roast beef. Ah, good. Anthony's working on a smokehouse. All right. Don't forget to film it all, making it.
He said he's not going to film it because he doesn't want you to have any fresh ideas.
Oh. The one of another weird sandwich at scout camp. We were making sausage and gravy and the mashed potatoes. One of the scouts went in back and grabbed some of the one of those big oval loaves of sourdough, brought it out there, put his mashed potatoes on there and his good and gravy on it, made a big old sourdough biscuits and gravy sandwich. And you had the biscuits in there, had the gravy, the mashed potato, everything is piled in that sucker.
You know what the perfect wintertime food is? You make yourself a nice, great, big 10-inch loaf of sourdough. Then you flip it over, you cut the bottom off, you hollow out the inside, and you put a nice hot tomato or potato soup in the middle of it. Then throw the pieces of bread you pulled out of it in the inside of that. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, my wife made some of those for make the bowls out of the little sourdough loaf things.
Mm-hmm.
But she puts taco soup in there, homemade taco soup, and it's like, yeah, somebody's having a temper tantrum.
For a second there, I thought it was local police coming to visit you.
Nah.
It started out like that, that high woo.
Yep. Okay. Actually, that sounds like Aiden, the middle one. Sounds like he did something wrong, did something wrong, and he got called on it. So he has hurt feelings, and he's whining it out a bunch.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I'm mad. Yeah. The thing is, so it doesn't have with him. Sometimes it can be you tickle him wrong, and he's you tickled me wrong, and he just
same way. He wants you to tickle him, but when you start, he starts crying about it. He's like, "Make up my mind, boy."
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
want to?
he wants you to tickle him a certain way. If you sneak up behind him and tickle him from behind, sometimes he likes it. Other times it's like, no. Okay. Sounds like he got over it.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
All right, chick.
All right. See you, CJ. Tell the Chickster hi and Capper too. Yeah.
Crickets.
Crickets. Crickets. And honey. No, we're not eating crickets and honey. No.
I got the honey upstairs in storage.
Well, I got some honey here too.
Yeah, that bottle's almost empty.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to drink it like it's water. Although it's pretty good for you if you got the real stuff. It's not. I don't think the clover honey is as good as a natural bee honey, but honey's honey.
This is ingredients: honey. Nothing else added to it. Like if you check the ingredients on it, sometimes you'll see honey and it has corn syrup and other crap added to it.
I don't buy that shit.
No. This is
10 pounds ain't nothing. Take your boots off. You'll lose that 10 pounds right there. You want it, then you can go eat your other sandwich. Just don't put your boots back on.
Yeah, back when back before I got married, my metabolism was a little bit different. I could actually drink one of these 1 pound jars of honey. I actually won a few bets doing that too.
Yeah. My cat has got food. So I'm not worried about no quarantine. I got food.
Yeah.
I've got food to last me longer than the quarantine can run. Do you? Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. We just
That's
this
all in the prepping thing. I mean, you learn what can happen and you do the best steps you can to avoid any complications if that happens. You don't run around like a chicken with your head cut off going, oh my gosh, because it doesn't serve anybody any good. It actually causes more damage than good.
Yeah.
So, let's just be smart. And if you can't stock that food due to children screaming in the background, I mean,
yeah. Hang on a second. I'll be back. You got it for a minute.
Just find little items like Idaho potato packages. They're $1 here. I don't know what they are up in Canada, but they're 2 serving packages of potatoes for $1. Stock 15, 20 of those. Get a couple cans of meat. The roast beef and the roast pork. Make pork sandwiches, barbecue pork sandwiches, or barbecue beef. Those cans store for 3 or 4 years with no problems for the most part. Right, Lori, I understand that. And some people, I only get out of the house twice a month. They go get groceries. Yeah, I think he muted it. So no, he didn't mute it. We might catch a bit of it. We'll see. But all you can do is what you can do. Yeah, for the cats, I would get dry cat food, put it in a plastic tote, put it in a dark area if you could afford to stock up on extra. That way the smell doesn't get out. Well, I didn't hear the strap come out. Sounds like he's digging for halls at the moment. Yep, he was digging for the halls.
Okay, what everybody do? I was gone.
They were discussing the fact that you just snuck into your cabinet over there and grabbed some halls.
Yeah. Went down there to talk to Aiden. He's mad because someone took a toy away from him. That's why he was sitting there just crying in the middle of the floor.
See, we got your house figured out. We know where you keep the halls at, man. We are going to come and get your halls.
Well, actually, this is the knockoff ones from Walmart.
Oh man, I don't want that junk. I got the real stuff here, man. I got halls. Honey,
yeah. These are honey lemon knockoff ones because I just knew I was going to need a bunch with the kids getting bringing home stuff from school.
That's one way to do it, Lori.
Yeah, we went and I went and plugged in the other chest freezer we have out there and bought a bunch of stuff we usually get, every week or every other week from Sam's Club, and loaded up a bunch of stuff.
See, that's the bad thing. I'm not allowed to have an extra one here. Literally, there's no place for me to put one if I did have one. But I'm not allowed to have an extra freezer or refrigerator in this apartment. The housing rules here are very draconian. The sidewalk in every state I've ever been in, where there's an apartment complex, and I've worked for a few, so I had to learn the state's laws. By state law, they have to clean all walkways on the property. But here in the lease, it says the tenant has to clean the walkways. They better hope I don't slip and fall, because they'll be changing their leases pretty quick, because I will own this property when I'm done.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sell it real quick because I really don't want it.
Yeah.
These apartments are over 40 years old. They have baseboard heat. The floors are linoleum on top of concrete. Their insulation is falling down in the walls, so they're not insulated anymore. The blown in insulation up in the attic has actually dropped about 2 inches since it was put in. It's no longer as efficient as it was. So yeah, these and when it's really cold outside, I have to cover up in a blanket or
Yeah.
turn my heat up to 900.
Yeah. So far here at this in Idaho, we got my daughter's refrigerator and freezer in the house, and then there's an upright freezer we picked up for free in the garage. I have a small 7 cubic foot chest freezer in the garage, and I have a 10 cubic foot chest freezer sitting out in one of my cargo containers, brand new. Still has the wrapping on it from Sam's Club when I picked it up on when it was on super duper sale on one of those special Saturday ones. I got in there and got one of the first guys in there got one, and by the time I got to the checkout line, they were all gone.
And Lori, if it gets super cold, like we've actually had below zero temperatures outside here, I can't keep this apartment warm. Even if I turned on every baseboard heater in this apartment, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baseboard heaters, it still does not keep it warm. And that's even with the neighbors doing the exact same thing. For the most part, if it's 32 or higher, my neighbors keep my apartment pretty warm. I can keep my temperature set at 70 and I'm comfortable. But once it starts hitting zero, the walls will develop icicles on them if I put water on them.
Yep.
I'd
Now,
I'd rather live in a mobile home.
is your electricity paid for as included in your rent, or do you got to pay for it separately?
I got to pay for my own.
Uh,
Average light bill here is 400 plus every winter for the month.
And the gas you got to pay for your own too, right?
We don't have gas here. It's all electric. Everything's electric. Hot water, heat. Oh, I've got one of them little tailgate Coleman barbecues that I'll actually put here in the living room and use it to take the chill out of the living room.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been several people have been talking about the those Mr. Heater, little buddy ones.
Mm-hmm.
That
the thing is, those are $100. The little Coleman grill is $20.
Yeah.
I took what I could afford.
Yeah. And I know Lori's not.
Nope, no generator. I can have a solar generator as long as I don't mount panels to the roof. No, I agree. I actually have had one of the Mr. Buddy heaters and I kicked myself in the butt for ever letting it go. But, I work with what I've got right at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked it about using it. You don't leave it running all day long so it sucks all the oxygen out of the air. You're pretty safe at it.
Yeah, the new Mr. Buddy heaters have those oxygen depletion sensors on them.
Yep.
But with those, I guess with the catalytic ceramic whatever's in there, it produces water and carbon dioxide, not carbon monoxide.
Right. Yeah, are you going to go with an insert there, Anthony, or are you just going to buy a regular wood stove and put it in there? Because at the house I lived in when I was a kid, we took and put a hole in the back side of the chimney for the fireplace, and we mounted our wood burning stove to the back side. So that way, if we needed to, we could actually have both going at the same time. And where we lived, there were times we needed both going. Well, aren't you snazzy, Miss Lori, with a fireplace in the base entrance? All right, everybody, if crap hits the fan, we're all moving to Lori's. She's got all kinds of fireplaces. We'll help her keep stocked in wood so we can all stay warm.
Yeah, I would love to be able to put a wood burning stove in this house here, but my wife with her sinuses, the when we had our fireplace with the insert we had in California, it every time you open it up to put wood into it, a little bit of smoke come in the room, and then she'd start complaining about her sinuses. The only thing we could get is one of those pellet fed ones, so it's there's no smoke coming into the house at all.
Just put a hot or a big old Dutch oven or something of water on top of it. Keep it full.
We had that. It wasn't the humidity; it was the soot. And when the neighbors outside, the neighbors around the neighborhood are burning their fireplace, um, she complains about it too. Something about the soot particles. It's almost like an allergic reaction for her sinuses.
That's understandable, Anthony. See, I don't really care for them pellet stoves. It's overrated hype.
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine got a pellet stove, and um, then he found out that he had a friend that had a line on the um, the feed corn
Mm-hmm.
for pigs, and he got a couple bags of that, and he tried it out, and it worked just as well. And
Actually,
so,
it's more
so
efficient.
yeah, and so now he got huge stockpile of bags of the corn feed and just uses that for it. Yeah, when we get our new when we actually build a place here separate for us, um, my wife was thinking about actually getting a freestanding pellet stove for it to help heat the house, and especially since the place right down the road carries the feed corn in 50-pound bags.
You see, the wood stove we never had that smell in the house. We never had it.
Yeah.
But that's because my mom paid professional, and this is, mind you, back in 1976. She paid a professional $1,700 to make the hole in the back of the fireplace chimney in order to set our wood stove up.
Mm.
So there was no leaks. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
we never had
Well,
the.
ours didn't leak, but the problem was when you opened the door to put the next piece of wood in, you would get a little bit of you know there's the air exchange, the sudden air exchange. A little bit would come back into the room. Now, when we had when we lived in Arizona, we had a potbelly stove, and unless there was a strong wind blowing out.
Uh-oh. We may have lost him. Yep. I think his internet pooped out again. Yep. He's MIA. Yeah, well, our wood stove, when we opened it up, we always opened up the bottom first, then opened up the damper, and then opened the door a crack, so the everything would, you know, all the air would rush in and take it out. Then we opened up the door all the way through our wood and closed everything back up. Okay, Laurie, bye byes. Have fun. And I was all alone. So, anybody got anything else to add? We will do that, Laurie. If he makes it back, we'll give him a couple minutes. Yeah, I think the wood stove that my mom bought at that time was one of the highest rated ones, and it cost her, I want to say, close to $3,000 back in '78. So, I mean, I don't remember the name brand of it, but that was too long ago. But it was built in such a way that the sides of the stove, even when you had a nice cherry fire going, the sides of the stove weren't that hot, but you could cook on the top of it. Yeah, I've got a cheap little army tent stove right now, just in case, winter is here and we lose power indefinitely. I got plenty of wood. I can go out there and scavenge to, and it's already dry dead wood, so I got enough that I can scavenge to keep me and Charles warm. Not going to eat the whole neighborhood though; it's too small. But I do have to find those. I have to find somebody to make an extensions for the pipe that I have, and then cut two and make them 290 degrees so I can plumb it out through a window. Hey, welcome back. Lori said, "See ya."
Yeah, stupid spark light.
Somebody forgot to light the spark in the engineering room this morning, did they?
No, their main DNN server is, from what I understand, is not in the country. And so they lose connectivity with it, and the entire region goes. Uh, so what I miss?
Oh, we're still talking about stoves.
Yeah.
Lori abandoned us.
So what did Lori went by, huh?
Yeah, she went bye bye.
So what was the last thing you
You're breaking up again, Gil. And he's gone again. Gas for our place in Michigan.
And I'm back.
Yeah, there he is. We also had gas tank too, but we tried not to use the gas if at all possible because it was just too expensive back then. So we'd go through, I want to say we went through like 15 quart of woody every winter. Hey, Jay. And that's what we,
Hey, Jay. Yeah, because when I lived in Arizona, all we had to heat the house with was a little potbelly stove. But it was great is because the way the potbelly stove is designed, you open it to put the wood in, and it actually sucks all the air in that way instead of it's not a big opening. So you had smaller pieces of wood that stick in there. But so we never had that problem there with the smoke coming back in the house. But all the inserts I've seen around, if it has a decent sized door on it, you get the smoke problem.
well, see, like I said, we never, my mom, bought, she spent a pretty penny on the one we had.
Yeah.
And the way the guy told us to do it, which is, the way we did it, is we open the bottom door first. You clean the ashes out, open
Mm-hmm.
that up first, open your damper all the way up, and then just crack the main door for about 5 seconds, and then you can open it with no smoke. That's the way we did it. And the way our stove worked, it worked flawlessly every time. We never got any smoke in the house
Yeah.
because I've always had a sinus issue even when I was a kid. So, we had to have hot water or water on it to keep the humidity at the right level. And I love the smell of smoke, but it causes me no end of headaches.
Yeah. Yeah. What I would love to get, and my wife is on board. She likes the look of it. Um, is the wood burning kitchen stoves.
Oh, I love those.
There's a company that
Excuse me.
I'm typing this in here wrong.
See, even the kids are giving you heck for it.
Actually, that's Danny downstairs. He's upset because he's getting his diaper changed and his nose wiped. There we go. Yes, here we go. Share screen, that monitor, share, and then enlarge the, actually, let's go to images. But yeah, sure. Yes, some of these, yeah, something like this is, you got the wood burning stove and you got the,
you got your little oven
a little
there.
oven and a warming space there. But the ones I don't see it in here right now. I think I had the link saved on my other computer when I was using it, but it's a, it's, all enamel stove, has the water box on it.
Second row down. All right, now it's not quite the top row.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah. Similar to that.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of wood kitchen stove that I'm used to using.
Yeah.
I was in, that's what we used to cook our dinners on, was that kind of stove.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Getting some of the nice looking ones over here, like, there we go. These things here have the water heater off on the side as well. So you need to boil water. You already got hot water there. You just fill your pot off of that and move it up on the stove. You got your firebox there and your other heating boxes in your big oven. But yeah, there are some really nice ones. There was one company had, let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, some of these enamel ones where they actually have the warming thing up the back. It has the way the stuff goes. But yeah, want to get one of those for it. The ultimate prepper stove.
Sounds like you have a visitor.
Yeah, I think I do have a visitor. Nope. Cat, don't you dare hack up one there.
Too late.
Yeah, you need to go downstairs.
Squirt bottle with water and vinegar makes the cat go different places.
Actually, just water gets the cat out of there because he was trying to hack up a hairball up here. But yeah, there are a whole bunch of cool wood burning stoves. Are any of these big? There we go. Some nice one there. Just doesn't look as big over here though. But yeah, we were looking at some of them, but they're, you're talking about $3,000 for a good one.
Mm-hmm. They're not cheap.
Yeah, but they're engineered well, and
they're not going to fall apart.
Not going to fall apart. And you have your, bread warming area. You have your oven. You have all sorts of, water heater on it. But my wife was talking about possibly using one for a summer kitchen. That way it's, it does the smoke. If it does get any smoke out of it, when you open it up, any smoke comes out. It's not getting into the house. It's out in the summer kitchen, which is, but like in a screen room type thing.
See, for me, that would be one of the ultimate outdoor cooking ranges. Have it set up on a patio with a gazebo tape thing over top of it, out in the middle of the backyard, and
yeah,
everybody can come over and you can cook a full course meal on it.
Yeah, well, we're looking at, when we do the garage and stuff, run off the one side of the roof, off the one side of the garage, make like a big carport area, and that way we have sinks and the have an outdoor refrigerator out there, and the stoves, and you have both a gas, barbecue grill and a wood burning stove as well. And that's a kind of our dream thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't cheap out on them. You got to get the good ones.
There was actually one on Craigslist here recently. The guy wanted $800 for it. It was pretty decent size. It had um, two large burners, two small burners that you fed from the top, as well as a firebox below you could feed it. It had a double oven. It had two small ovens side by side. They weren't small. It was big enough to put a 12-inch pizza in them, but
Yeah.
and I was shocked at the price, but I have no place to put it, no place to store it. So
Yeah. Yeah. The ovens and stuff. I mean, that was one of the things my one son asked, that when we build it, if we could actually build in the whole setup, for it, was to put a wood burning pizza oven out there.
make your own. It's not
Yep.
that hard to make them.
Yeah. Yeah. The enamel surfaces, you need to you gotta have one of those enamel surfaces that doesn't rust, or you got to keep your the other stove well treated so it doesn't rust. Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of neat stuff we want to get. I just got to get the rest of the property ready so when she comes up here, we can get all the rest of the stuff.
Well, you better go get busy.
Yeah. Well, as soon as it thaws out, I got to get another 200 feet of the 15-inch ABS pipe I use for the irrigation ditch, so I can finish it, getting it all the way out to the one side and get it all backfilled and protected, and just have a couple pump boxes on there. Keep the grandkids out of it, because last summer, the oldest one was out there walking around in an area where the my son-in-law didn't keep the grass down like he was supposed to, and couldn't see the irrigation ditch and walk. Splash.
Oops.
Yeah, he freaked out. And so going to get that all finished, enclosed, and just have the pump stations and the irrigation gates boxes, so we can use the flood irrigation if we need to. But let's see what we got here live there. It's there's there's a lot of stuff here we need to do here on this property. The big expensive thing that's going to be, besides a house, is going to be putting in the Willapini greenhouse.
You be safe down there, Palmetto.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we
don't want to hear about no more branches coming down on windows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Move this over here for a second.
That's why I have a battery operated chainsaw, Jay. Battery operated chainsaw.
Yeah, this is our weather here. We got until another half hour. It's supposed to be a possibility of mixture of snow and freezing rain. And then that was about 3 o'clock. No, where's it here? About 2 o'clock, the wind advisory kicks in for today and tomorrow.
I just got rain. I'm supposed to have snow, but I've got rain.
Yeah, 31 mile an hour gusts, which usually, when they say 31, usually turns out to be about 45 mile an hour gusts. And tonight it's 25 to 30 mile an hour, increasing to 32 to 37 miles an hour in the evening. gusts as high as 50 miles an hour tonight. It's going to be an ugly night.
Mm-hmm. No offense, but better you than me.
Yeah. So.
Because unlike you, I have neighbors that flip out when it gets that bad. They're beating on my door. What's the weather like? Do I need to be scared? No, go back into your house, shut your doors, close your windows, and just watch your TV louder than most people can stand. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Just
Yeah.
watch TV. Leave me alone.
Yeah. So that's what I got for weather coming up here. Not just finished shingling yesterday, and bam, another store. Ouch. Well, at least you got it shingled. The storm didn't hit while you didn't have the shingles on. That would have sucked super big time. And that's the only thing about this property, which was a drawback, is that there's no harvestable trees on it.
Yeah, which means you also have no windbreak from winds.
Well, we got windbreaks. We got the lilac bushes around. We got some evergreen trees that are planted, not for harvesting, just as windbreaks around the yard and stuff and everything else. But it's saying if I'd like to have had 10 acres of woods that can go in and thin out and replant and run that. But
I can imagine, Anthony, shingling is a chore in and of itself, but knowing that you got a storm coming through makes you kind of push a little bit harder.
how's your knee doing?
Mine, it hurts like hell. Oh, his.
Yes, being up on the roof shingling.
Knee pads are your friend.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way. I was working a 612 pitch and I started sliding down and I didn't have knee pads on. I had to go get new jeans, put bandages on my knees because I slid probably about 10 feet.
Yeah.
Because the guy I was working with was a smart aleck. I said, "Pass me some shingles." He threw me a whole package.
Yeah. Some people don't have no common sense when it comes to practical jokes.
He didn't mean it. He thought I could catch it, which I did catch it. Problem is, gravity had better ideas. I didn't like gravity at that point.
Yeah. Gravity and the law of motion.
Yeah, I beat the law of motion. I stopped. The shingles managed to go all the way to the ground, but I didn't. I
Yeah.
threw them off to the side and put my hands down and tried to stop.
Mm.
All the more reason to have nice comfort meals for the rest of today.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay, one of the channels I'm following, I call him my twin brother from another mother, because we both have, a lot of the same life experiences, law enforcement, operating engineer. He had an upholstery shop. My mom dragged me through the upholstering class with her to redo some of the stuff we had. Knee, and we bounce around here real quick. That's why you're relaxing today. Good. Relax, Anthony, relax. He's in Southern California. He's a crane operator right now. And he's bought property up in North Idaho, up above Sandpoint up there. And he has some videos there, but he has a stream that runs year round. And so his project is to build a head dam where it enters the property and get a reservoir going there, and then pipe it down to the low part to put a water turbine for his power supply. So he has year-round power supply besides his solar panels and stuff like that as backup. Oh yeah, that strawberry. You guys, if you didn't see Anthony building his strawberry box, it was. I mean, it's nice. It's a Taj Mahal of strawberry planter boxes. It's nice. Yes, nail guns. I love nail guns and roofing staple guns.
All right, everybody. Next time we see Miss Lori Jean, um, we are to call her a PITA.
A what?
Pita. Paying any
Pita? Uh,
share pictures she sent me.
okay. Meat
Now,
pie.
yes, now you see why I say we get to harass her a little bit. That is unjust, unfair, immoral punishment for absolutely no reason.
Makes me want to go downstairs and do some cooking.
Uh-huh. And I got a video to record and edit and fix, and it's about 8 hours worth of editing just for one video I got to do today. I
Yeah.
ain't got time to go cooking food.
That's all that's right up there with that dish that Mouse Toes did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, there's one difference between her and Mouse. Mouse has no problem telling you she'll put a cap in your ass. Because I made a joke one day. I said I'm gonna sneak into her house and grab a can of split pea soup, and she didn't talk to me for about 2 months. She wouldn't talk to me, knowing I was kidding. But Mouse is that protective of her food, as most mice are. So yeah, I can pick on Lori. I ain't got to worry about that. I tread carefully when it comes to Mouse or Toes.
Yeah, Anthony, the metal roofs and stuff. The house that we're in here now, they put a metal roof on it. They pulled all the shingles off of it and slapped the metal roof on it. And for the slope and stuff, yeah, it gets the snow off the roof and we don't have to wait problem and stuff like that. So we thinking about possibly getting a manufactured modular, whatever you want to call it, brought in for us. Talking to the companies, they it comes with only a shallow pitch because that's all they can transport it. It's like, well, transport the roof separately. Yeah, make it totally modular. Make it with a steep pitch and set it on a separate trailer and have the crane set it up on top. And they go, oh yeah, it costs that, but it's like, hey, but a nice steep roof where you got snow is needed.
And mind you, Mouse is a Louisiana lady, pure down south. She doesn't mince her words.
Yeah.
And she's always packing.
Well, you got Anthony, there's something called Deadline that my mom used to put around her strawberry planters. Comes in a bottle, a little tip, and you just kind of go along, and it squirts out a little bit of liquid along there. And the sow bugs, the snails, and slugs don't cross it.
Diatomaceous earth would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is diatomaceous earth is edible.
Yeah. Isn't that cat litter?
What?
Diatomaceous earth. They use that in cat litter and in
Some
pool
cat-
filters.
Yep. But it's harmless to humans. It's non-toxic. But bugs hate it. I don't recommend eating much of it, but you can.
Yeah.
Prep Stutters actually did a video on diatomaceous earth because the first time I heard it, I said, "Nah, that can't be right. It's dirt. It's a clay dirt." Then I went and watched her video, and I became educated.
What's code for your snow load? Not sure, but like Anthony says, like to go 3 steps above and beyond. because there's a lot of houses around here. In fact, if you look at the video I did put out yesterday of the house across the street, that looks like a pretty much standard pitch roof on it. But and if you see any of the pictures I have of the house here, it's like the neighbor's house is like this. Our roof is like this for the most part. And I like, for snow, I like the steeper roofs, the better. Because, all it takes is once it warms up a little bit, snow goes and it's gone. And then I can clean it up in one shot around the house with the tractor. But my thing is, make it strong enough to handle it if it were flat, but put it at a nice angle so it slides off.
Yep, 612 usually works best for that.
A lot of the houses and stuff they use in California, they were using 2x4s for the roofs, and then they bumped it up to 2x6s. When we built my brother's house, we used 2x12s. And it's like, no, we're going 2x12s. You don't have to have all the friggin' bracing inside, and you can actually use the attic space, and makes it so much nicer.
I told Laurie she was fired and she's playing the whole Little Miss I'm Innocent routine.
Let's see what I got here. I need to double check something over here.
Hey, Tibor.
Why this guy keeps sending me crap? I keep telling him no. So I was seeing if Lori sent me an email or not. No. And back to here. Hey, Tibor. So what's on your mind today, Tibor? We're running out of stuff. We've gone through a whole bunch of stuff. Now we're talking about roofs now. Yeah, Jay, on the if you look back at one of my videos from my house in California, when I bought the house, it was a Winchester Mystery Mansion. They built the original house in 1932. Then they added a garage onto it. Then they converted the garage into rooms of the house. Then they built on a master bedroom and bathroom in the back. And then they added on another room, big room off on the side. But that one, when they added it on, they gave it a 12-1 pitch.
You should have something in your email here shortly, Gil.
Yeah. And so, that thing had all sorts of water problems and stuff. And we finally went for the second time re-roofing it after we lost just about all the roofing material on it from rot, because the other roofing leaked. Got that TOTP stuff with the heavy duty underlayment and all the other stuff, and it's got like a 25-year warranty on it against leaks. But we'll definitely be selling the house in 15 years, even if we keep it for a while for rent as a rental property. There's a comment. Get rid of that. Let's comment, checking, waiting for your email to show up.
No, I didn't send it. She said she sent it.
She sent it. Gotcha. Got one from Irish Colleen. Let me refresh, see what happens now. No. I don't see one from her.
Yeah, remember how the other day we gave her heck for pinging my Facebook while we were live?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, "Are you guys still live?" Yes. She goes, "Oh crap."
Okay, what was it? We replaced slate tile roof once, never again. What's interesting? They have a product. At least they have it in California. There, it looked like slate tiles, but it was steel and had a 50-year warranty on it, and it was interlocking. And so you put it on, and it locked in, and you started, it had a groove hook that locked underneath the bottom one, and you put the screws that went up above it, and the next one, and just did that. It had a 50-year warranty on it.
All right, see you, Anthony. Have a good one.
All right, take it easy, Anthony.
He's having pizza.
You're making dough for tonight's pizza. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So Anthony, you pack up that dough and you freeze it and you ship it overnight to post office box.
Don't worry, he'll be standing there with open arms waiting for them to open the PO in the morning. And again, hello, CR, in case you missed it.
Hey, CR. Yeah.
What's it like up there in your area, the Canuck country? Is it warmed up any?
All right.
Did you get it yet?
No. The number went up, but nothing appeared. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Gmail?
Yeah. The number goes up, but the mail doesn't come into the box for another minute or two. It's like, hello?
I had that problem last night trying to set my second computer up in order to be able to share easier. Hey, less cold is always a good thing. And more snow is easy to deal with when it's less cold. Just my personal perspective. I like snow.
Okay. I'll just wait for it to do whatever it's going to do. Excuse me.
Mason does still have a few older houses. The one place that I wish they wouldn't have tore down before I would have got a chance to go up and take some pictures of it is that old Asana sound that used to be there on 63. They're over by Lebanon. They tore that down before I got a chance to get some pictures of it. Of course, that place had some pretty scary stories behind it.
Yeah. Let me double check the other side here because she doesn't have the other one, I don't think. No. Prescott Caliber Club just started a live premiere. Coronavirus updates. All right. No, she didn't send it that box either.
I just hope these people are actually putting out, hey, Hidden Valley, I hope they're putting out honest truth and not all this conspiracy theory crap that's been going around, because that does nothing but make us, look bad and hurt people in the long run.
Yeah. Hey, Scott.
Oh, Gil, go check your Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, she said she sent it through FB.
And Facebook is moving slow when it first loads up. It's yeah, she sent it to me. Yeah, same picture. Let's see. She sent me multiple pictures on it.
Hidden Valley, that is a rumor that is semi confirmed. There is a fog over the Hubei province, and it's a smoke fog, and it's being reported as crematoriums are working 24/7.
Yeah. And there are a couple people posting from there saying, yes, the crematoriums are going so long. There was one post saying how much the crematoriums are able to do, but that's just people out in the posting stuff.
WD, that's because I was talking lower, but I can get closer and talk louder if necessary. I just don't like eating this dang thing. It doesn't taste very good.
Yeah, 150 possible 150 infections.
That's on the low side.
Yes.
We went over it last night with Doc and Amy from Doom and Bloom. We went over it quite a bit, and then Gil and I kind of went down that rabbit hole a little bit after they left for about 15 minutes using the R naught of at least 3, using the initial standard of what happened in Germany, which has also happened in multiple places. So we can, it's semi-confirmed that the R naught is 3. And considering it was a full month before it was even literally reported to the world what was going on, 31 days worth. The numbers that they're pushing out are following an algorithm, not actual. I had a site, I've deleted it. I don't know if it's still there. I might be able to find it again, but it was showing pictures that somebody had screenshot of what they send out to their public from within within China. And then those pictures are scrubbed and redone within an hour or so, showing what they're pushing out to the US media. So, and those numbers are pretty dang scary.
Yeah. And let's see what I got here. It's trying. Okay. So the one map here, if it opens up. Whoa. Mainland. Okay, now we're at 28,353 on the Hopkins map. And 565 deaths, 1,382 recovered on the real time map. I'm pulling it up. It's at 28,370. So that's within 17. So the Hopkins map is keeping up with the real time map as far as that, and the deaths are the same. And the real time map has a few more. Let me change my come on. Come on. Stupid thing.
Which one are you trying to pull up?
I got them both up here. I just hit the wrong button here. Trying to change my my graphics settings because I lower it down so I don't burn up all my data. On the other ones here, I hit the wrong button here. There we go. And boost that up. So it actually, come on. Yeah.
All right, on the Roy Lab stats.
Yeah, there we go. I got it up here now.
You got it up there? Okay.
Yeah. I was trying, it was all blurry because I had it down on 144. Mm-hmm. So I had to enlarge it up and blow this like this so we can actually see everything a little bit better. As it cycles through. There we go. So they have almost as many suspected cases as they do confirmed cases. Here at the bottom here.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that nobody else is reporting, those suspected cases. All those little blue areas, nobody's talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, China itself has, this is just China's numbers down here on the bottom. Yeah, so according to their scrubbed numbers.
Yes, that's scrubbed.
Yeah, scrubbed and made and powdered and made publicly presentable. Yeah, so
that is a high possibility, Hidden Valley. Now that I see your comment there, that is a high possibility. because the
Yeah.
numbers that I have seen, and I showed them to Gil and Doc last night, so I'm not the only one saying it. The death rate is also equivalent to the suspected numbers.
Yeah.
It's around 25, 27,000. I don't remember exactly now, but
Yeah. All right. And the
I'll see if I can't
you
find.
didn't share that number that or did you share that one with the go ahead and pull this down
No, I
here
did
for a
not.
second. I thought I wasn't sure if you shared that one with me where it had the 1 day one, the different ones with the numbers on it.
Nope. I'm going to go get that uh, link, and then I'll put it in private chat for you to pull it up.
I got the one that looks like that. Oh, I do have it. Or do I not? No, that's the tenant one. Yeah, that's the real. Yeah, I do got it. I do got it. I found it. So that is share. Oh, that stream.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So basically, guys, the red number here. These numbers were put up for. I'm trying to remember how many hours it said on it, but it was up for like several hours, and then they dropped them. Then they took them down. Yeah. And so
Oh dear, Miss Lori. I have got to share this when you're done with
what
that.
just happened here? Go back to the front here.
Got a ad in front of it.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So the
If you
it's not
scroll down,
28,000. This is 154,000 confirmed cases. And I'm trying to read what the yellow one is supposed to be suspected cases, cured cases, and deaths. So yeah, which looks a little bit more realistic when you compare it to the areas of infections and the numbers and everything else and what they're doing to isolate areas. Yeah, that looks a little more, yeah, scary real, because down here, and then they pop out. Then they popped out with basically 10% of it as the suspected cases. So or the confirmed cases and suspected cases. So yeah,
yeah, that's the picture right there.
yeah. So you have on the left here is the one they put out, and then several hours later they pulled it down and put up the scrubbed numbers. There's your timestamp up there on it. So it went from basically almost midnight to 15 hours later. Nope, boy, we screwed up. Pull it down. I think Dave was right when he suggested that somebody over there might be trying to accidentally put out the true number so the information gets out.
Share that post picture that I was just email or Facebooked.
The one down here.
Yeah. Lori said that is our coronavirus personal protective gear. That's what we are allowed to have for PPE. Including the guns. Yeah, I guess we get to keep the guns, but that's our PPE for coronavirus. I told her she's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, so you got a difference here of deaths of almost 24,200 difference, and cases is over 10%. They're saying it's only 10% of what they actually reported for a while, and this has happened with several times, Dave. They post the one and then yank it down and throw the other one up.
Yes.
Oh, and I like this. The cured numbers went up in the revised one.
Of course. Now, see, the cured, I can understand that going up because it's now been 60 days from the original case.
T-Board, no, that was Dave brought up Royal Lab last night after the show, after the main part of the show.
But we're at over 60 days now. So I honestly expect to see the people that have been cured, gotten better. I expect to see that number jump exponentially over the next couple of weeks because people have been released and gone home. Slight caveat to that is they're still infectious.
Yeah.
It's been proven that even after your fever's broke, the coughing and sniffling's gone, and they send you home, they've already proven that people are still contagious. Although at a much lower degree, you're still contagious.
And this is the point here. For other countries other than China, they want to avoid panic.
Too late. They're creating panic by not informing everybody of the proper truth.
Yeah.
Because all that does is when they don't disclose the real truth, it leaves channels on YouTube to come up with conspiracy theories, and they go down rabbit holes so doggone deep that you could send a rope down there a mile long and you're still not going to find them.
Yeah. And then you get these ones that are putting out so much fair porn and making false claims as far as, oh, this scientific group says this, that, this group says, it's like, no, they're not. Or they're just making up scientific panels to prove that it's a weaponized virus and it's a military thing and it was a test that got out of hand and all this other baloney. All right. Anyways. Actually, didn't Doc mention this last night?
What?
On this comment? That the virus is closely related to SARS than originally thought?
Well, they're all part of the coronavirus family.
Yeah.
The flu, SARS, MERS, Ebola, they're all part of a coronavirus family. So, I mean, there's similarities as well as distinct differences among all of them. The RNA of each one is slightly different, but they're all an enveloped cell with a outer side that looks like a porcupine or sun or crown, if you want to call it, which is the name.
Yeah, Jay, I don't think we're well beyond that point yet. What we are to the point of is total border shutdown. That would stop it.
Sue, how you doing?
Hey, Sue.
I don't believe scorched earth is a policy that we should even think about applying.
Yeah. It's, we just need
involved.
We just need to stop people coming in. Anyone that is a U.S. citizen and is coming needs to be into quarantine area for 3 weeks. And I don't mean pile everybody in together so they can start passing around inside that quarantine area. Everybody needs to be, in an area and is tested and broken out in groups and stuff so it can be controlled if someone does slip through with a false negative.
Well, see, that's what they're doing at the air bases here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Each person or family gets a room all to themselves.
Yeah.
And they're separated by a room. So they're not room next to each other. They're separated. Okay. That's the right way to, do that.
Yeah.
That way, if somebody does become sick, they can quarantine that area off faster than if they're sitting right on top of each other.
Yeah.
So the U.S. has actually done it the right way. I feel personally, going by the numbers that we have in our hands, the dates and times that we've been given from other countries, that the quarantine should be no less than 24 days. That gives everybody a chance to catch it, be asymptomatic, develop the symptoms, get over the symptoms, be asymptomatic again, and then finally lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Yeah. So, because right now, according to the Hopkins map, the U.S. is still at 12. Canada is at 5. They list nothing for Mexico.
No, but Mexico's blue.
Yeah,
Suspected cases.
right. And
Oh, they've already had somebody try breaking out of the Ontario, California airbase. They tried to break out. They got forcibly quarantined then.
yeah,
And I'll be honest, if any court were to say turn them loose, whoever that judge is needs to be disbarred immediately.
well, put it this way: if a lower court judge says that, he's going to be overruled so fast.
Yeah, POTUS will have something to say about that.
Because they won't even be able to get the Ninth Court Circuit of Appeals, which is so friggin' far left liberal wingnut, to say no, turn them loose, because they at least realize the danger of it.
Now,
And besides that, anyone flying, you need to read all the disclaimers and on the stuff that's included for all the fine print and stuff when you purchase a ticket. You agree to be quarantined if anyone on the flight you're on has a contagious disease.
Mm-hmm.
By purchasing that ticket, you say, well, I don't agree to that. Well, you did by purchasing the ticket. As soon as you purchase that ticket, you agree to that. It's the same thing with the TSA searches. By purchasing ticket, you agree to searches beyond what they're doing. So people say, oh, I don't agree to that. Well, you bought the ticket. You agreed. You need to read the fine print. Now, right now, my brain's fried on this. Not Ebola. H5N1 bird flu is a 60% mortality rate. That's the highest one. Correct. Some of the others, I think it was MERS, was a 37% mortality rate.
Something like that. 35 through 7.
Yeah. And SARS was a lower.
It was 18%.
18. And so if this is 20%, it's right in the ballpark there with SARS. But we don't know. We can't figure out. And here's the thing. Everyone's trying to do, let me show some math here and see what I'm talking about. Let's throw this up. Back up again.
She just snuck back in here.
Who snuck back in?
Lori did. Just don't talk about her. Don't let her know we see her.
Okay.
Oh, doggone it. They are.
So let me bring up the calculator. Come on, there it goes. Bring that. Okay, so the calculator. So we have deaths of 565 divided by the number of cases, 370, gives us basically a 2% mortality rate. However, people don't die instantly, so you can't use this number against this number. You have to go back 7 to 10 days. And so that would be more accurate would be, that was about what, 7 days ago, it was below 10,000, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
I think that was that we had that 7786, well, I believe was the number. So that puts it up to a 7% mortality rate. However, another caveat, the doctors over there, and there's been several things leaked out on this, are being told if the person has another pre-existing ailment, whether it's heart, whatever, or kidney or whatever, anything else, that's what the doctors are supposed to put down as the cause of death. Or if they develop pneumonia, you put pneumonia down, not the coronavirus. And so basically only a third of them are being reported as.
It's way less than that.
Yeah. So if we go with a third, that puts it up at a 21%, well, 22% mortality rate. And so, and if it's even less, that could push it up closer to the MERS. But the problem is we don't know what the real death rate is of coronavirus cases, and we don't know what the correct numbers here are. Now, actually, let me bring this other one back up and go to this other page here. If we go back to the this report here, and we work these numbers that way, so we have 20, 4, 5, 8, 9 divided by 1, 5, 4, 0, 2, 3 equals, that comes out to be a 16% mortality rate.
And I think that's more accurate at this point.
Yeah. That looks accurate.
But what's the date in the header there? What's the date?
That was February 1st.
Okay. And now it's the 6th.
So it's probably into getting close to being into another cycle of spreading.
Yep.
But they've also instituted a lot of isolation.
Well, Beijing, which had not been on lockdown up until this morning, Beijing is now on lockdown.
Yeah.
China's one of China's biggest cities. I think it's their second biggest city, if I remember. I could be wrong in the geography of it all, which I probably am, but Beijing had not been on lockdown until this morning.
Yeah.
For them to put Beijing down on lockdown like that in and of itself is an admission of this is far worse than we're telling you.
Yeah.
That now admits that every single province in China proper is on lockdown of some sort. Everything.
Coronavirus. And this one here. All right. I got to pull this off here. Hang on. All right.
Jay, it will not cause a coup.
All right. Let me bring on this one over here. I believe it was up around. Yeah, there we go. This is one of the shots of, if it opens up here. Come on. This is what some of the streets look like now. They've shut down streets in China.
Oh, there's snow covered this morning.
Yeah, this was wet and rainy here.
Yeah, this morning they're covered in snow.
Yeah.
Very few tracks.
Yeah. And so
emailed that this morning.
Talking about that. Let me get back up here. This video has some really interesting information here. I'm trying to find my spot here.
There's a probability of them canceling the Olympics. If this is still a viral thing, they will cancel the Olympics in that city. Guaranteed. They will not. Well, I shouldn't say they will not. This is China we're talking about. They're after the ever-loving dollar just as much as our government is. I do not see how they could allow it to still be held with the virus still running rampant.
Yeah.
Now they're talking, a lot of scientists are saying that if this is like similar viruses of its pathogen, of the coronavirus and most RNA nucleide viruses, the heat will start dropping the numbers once it starts warming up over there. But right now they're in winter just like we are.
Yeah.
So we're talking 3 months, 4 months before it starts warming up enough to make a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. If this goes for another 4 months, this will be a pandemic. It will be worldwide.
More than it'd be substantial worldwide, not just a few cases scattered here and there.
Because we'll start seeing certain segments of populations in different countries going person to person transfer not because they've been to Hubei or the Hunan province, but because the person that was there gave it to somebody in that country, and that person spreading it to others in that country.
All right, that link I just threw up there was to that video I was showing. The guy's very good, has some good information on it.
And the
And
media has attacked him recently for posting stuff 2 weeks ago that they're now actually posting themselves now. He was
yeah,
2 weeks in advance of what the mainstream media is posting.
he scooped them and they were pissed.
Yep. They've already got suspected cases in Africa and South America.
Yeah, down in Brazil.
Yep. So if it goes down there and it is not contained, because there's virtually no health care down there. Majority of your hospitals down there are nothing more than a one-room shack or a tent in the middle of the savannah, and it's one or two doctors, one or two nurses. They don't have PPE gear. They have a mask and maybe a pair of gloves and a smock that they wear all day long.
Yeah.
They're not prepared for this, nor can they be prepared for it. Well, Tibor, that may or not be true. Okay, the picture I seen in the first week of December when I first caught wind of this was there was bats tethered to a pole. Below them were snakes. Down here were snakes. There was chickens on one side and geese on the other side. Now, if this is not a man-made thing, and I'm not saying it is, but by the theory that's been proposed by many people who are far smarter than I am, that the guano, which does have uses in this world, bat guano is highly praised for its uses. But bat guano fell on snakes. Snakes slithered around in it. The guy cutting the snake up for somebody, didn't properly take care of cleaning everything, and that's how the disease got passed into it. It wasn't actually from a snake, but it was a snake that carried the disease. That's how they originally figured it got transmitted.
Now, if you ever,
it wasn't reported until the end of December. Those pictures are gone. And now we have all these wild, crazy rumors. It was created in the basement of that building over there, and they set it out on purpose to thin the population, and it's coming to your house, and you darn well better be scared. That's what these other people are saying, and to me, they can all go fly off the deep end of a battleship.
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, my thing's running so slow here. I hate Sparklight.
Oh,
okay.
My Time Warner cable is now Spectrum, and it's just as bad.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody gets down near them, they should be.
What is recumbent?
We got one of those crackpots in here, Gil. We may have to break out the band hammer. Somebody just said Canada created it and gave it to China.
Well,
that was that said it.
Actually, there was that guy from Canada was dealing stuff, and they think he took it from one of their labs and gave him stuff, and they went and took, weaponized it. But that's one of those other rabbit holes. Now we're not going down that rabbit hole.
We're just picking on you, Lori. At least you should.
Okay, so I'm going to put something up here, Dave. This is what the link that Tibor put out there. And now in this, what I've heard about this. Okay, they're saying that no snakes because the snakes never actually got it. But like you were saying, the snakes didn't have it. It was on their surface.
Right. That's from the original picture I seen. Was the bats were tethered to a bar, and then the snakes were below it.
Yeah. Okay. Full genome pathway.
Oh, geez, Jay.
Related to Share breakpoints on either side. Okay.
Jay's comment: if it was Canadian, then the virus would have caused the infected people to develop maple syrup breath.
Oh, we're gonna have World War III here between Lori and Jay.
As long as I'm not involved and I don't get hit by shrapnel, I don't care. I already hurt bad enough. My face is still stinging from the razor blades of ice sheet this morning.
Yeah. Well, Tibor, on this stuff here, they need to also realize what what they just found out. I don't know how many days ago. Dave was talking about last night that they found out that the virus can survive on a smooth surface, i.e., stainless steel, for how long was it? 5 days?
Yes, it can live on a stainless steel surface 5 days under optimum temperatures, which
Yeah.
is 4 degrees centigrade or lower. Which you'd have to go look that up because I didn't look it up to see Fahrenheit. So our Canadian friend might, or if CR's listening, he can convert it pretty quick. He's really good at converting that stuff down for us, or up, whichever the case may be.
Yeah. So, all right.
But see, one of the things I don't know if they're talking about, and we mentioned it last night in my live, is the fact that they're talking the way the virus attacks our receptors in our lungs and stuff. The HIV virus has an inhibitor. It's the A inhibitor. So as the virus bounces around, it's trying to work its way into a cell. That A blocker stops, and the virus is basically dead. It doesn't kill the virus. It just stops it from being able to reproduce.
Yeah.
That's why they're saying the HIV treatments could possibly work quite well for this.
Yep, you're right. Sierra was very fast.
No.
Ooh, 98.6 degrees?
No, 4 degrees centigrade.
4 degrees.
Yes, 4 degrees centigrade.
Okay, so...
Yeah, if it's got to be 37 degrees before it starts to die off, we're all in trouble.
All right, minus 4 degrees is 25 degrees because that's what the temperature here is.
Well, then just jump up 8 degrees centigrade.
It's not 8 degrees centigrade, but that's going to be more. That's going to be put it somewhere around about
7 degrees,
about 39 to 40 degrees,
something like that. But it's 5 days on stainless steel surfaces, which most proper hospitals are stainless steel. That's how they managed to actually figure that part out. Now, as the temperature gets warmer, the virus has less longevity. It doesn't reproduce. It can't do anything once it hits, I think, and I'm probably wrong because I've got too many numbers running through my brain, but it's closer to 70 degrees before it really starts to inhibit the virus completely. Anything over 90 degrees, it's inert.
Yeah. That's why we have all the colds and flu season in the wintertime.
Because viruses love the cold. But there is one virus, and Doc mentioned it last night, and unfortunately, I've already missed it on my replay in the live stream of which one it was. But there is one virus that likes heat. It works, then don't work, and then it works again at a certain temperature. And I don't remember which one it was.
Point two.
AJ, you just gave me the perfect way to get rid of. Never mind, I'll shut up. Excuse me.
Well, you talking about snorting the Lysol?
Yeah, I was going to tell all the millennials and those who think leftist that there's been a new cure that will prevent you from catching this disease, and it's to snort Lysol to fill your lungs with Lysol.
That would definitely be a Darwin moment.
Do you realize there are people that would actually try it?
Yes. I'm waiting for a corporation to have. So I have problems. They have plants in China, India, Brazil, Mexico. Oh, yeah.
Before eating a Tide Pod, I want to make sure their lungs are full first. Actually, I think it was a MERS, but it could be SARS too. But MERS was very prolific in the Middle East when it hit. Very prolific.
That would be the MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome.
That's why I think personally, I think it was a MERS, but I wasn't going to say it because I'm not 100% positive because we were talking about so many things at that point.
Yeah.
But it's in the replay. If you watch it, it's in the first 2 hours because the first 2 hours is while Doc was with us.
Yeah.
The last hour is just me and Gil being dumb. Covered a lot of good stuff, but we were just being dumb.
Eating soap that doesn't clean my clothes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fun. All righty. What I got up here? Hang on. I got to check something here. It just popped up here. Get rid of that.
Now, why would you want to be smelling like an Irishman? I personally don't think spring is great. My mom used that to wash my mouth out with soap a few times for using cuss words. So don't like Irish Spring.
You got Irish Spring? Wow, we got Dove.
Oh, my mom wanted to make sure we had a very vivid memory of eating soap when she had to use it.
Oh,
I remember every single time.
Well,
the worst is when she gave us lava soap.
Now, see, here's interesting. You know, my mom had lava as well. Lava wasn't so bad because it was so hard. It didn't break down and get into all the cracks in your teeth like that soft Dove. Shove it in there, and the teeth would just scrape it off and just pack it around your teeth. And for the next 2 hours, you're spitting chunks of soap out.
I don't know what my mom did, but when I only had to eat lava once. That was enough. I never swore in front of my mother again until I was well past the age of 30.
And then she ran for the bar, didn't she?
Nope. Because I cussed at her because she was making some pretty stupid comments. And she looked at me. She said, I said, hey, you said what you said. I said what I said. And that's where we'll leave it.
Okay. Yes. Okay. There is something else too besides this. Because my wife went and got a big the Costco pack of Irish Spring for use in the garden. It's more than just deer. It's supposed to repel something else too.
Me.
That too.
Of course, you're far enough away. You ain't got to worry about me showing up.
Oh, well, she's only using it in the garden in California. I don't think you want to go to California.
No, I reject that reality and substitute my own, just like they do.
Yeah.
And mine, fortunately, is more real than theirs.
Yeah, because leprechauns don't want to take baths. Yeah, I was thinking about writing a meteorite impact novel, and I figured, all right, I'll have the meteorites come down on San Francisco, Sacramento, New York. I go, well, wait a minute. That wouldn't be a disaster movie, though. That'd be a liberation movie.
That'd be a party movie. You'd see the entire part of the United States turn red, white, and blue with all the parties going on. You could see red, white, and blue from the space station.
No, actually, it'd be red and white. You see the blue just shriveling away as they got bombarded by meteorites.
No, I mean the people in the middle of America would be posting flags up. There'd be
yeah,
you'd be able to see it. We are free.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do a little Google search here. Irish Spring. What does
It repel. It should have a picture of me on there.
Okay. And it says, okay, it Irish Springs. Well, again, guys, let me show this and enlarge this so you guys can actually read it. Okay. Does not repel insect pests. So it repels mice, rabbits, and deer. Does not repel. It's not always eliminate. Oh, that's it, but be helpful to reduce their rate of attack on things. So, guys, just Google. If you want to actually. Squirrels. That was the other thing too. Squirrels. Yes.
You have a thing with squirrels, I've noticed.
Oh, I hate friggin' squirrels. We have apricot trees and cherry trees and apple trees, and we sit out there with the we observe them through the scope of the air rifles and watch them hit the ground after they decimate. For years they used to decimate our apricots, and I love apricots. That's why I planted the apricot trees. All right, hang on. Yeah, you use a slingshot to shoot that Irish Spring at them.
I've got a nice slingshot. I'm fairly accurate with it.
It might repel British troops.
Well, I think then everybody better go find. Well, no, I'm not worried about the Brits. I have no problems with the Brits. What I'm worried about is those dingleberries wearing blue helmets.
Yeah. Okay, castor oil. Okay. Dial deodorant, soap, and Irish Springs contain tallow, which repels deer. Soap made with coconut oil will not repel deer. Castor oil is supposed to keep moles, groundhogs, chipmunks, and squirrels away.
So what you do is you go out and buy a bar of soap of each kind.
Soak it in castor oil.
You can buy castor oil. So you take it, put little fence posts up of your soap going all the way around, and then pour some castor oil behind that. You shouldn't have no problems.
Yeah. Now, if only could find something that would repel the birds as well from the trees.
I'll just send squirrels over there for you. The birds won't come down near him because they'll want to go play with him. He'll want to go up and touch, and they'll freak out and fly away.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to put out the old. You used to get American Online and Juno and the other internet things for free, and they'd send you the disc in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
We used to take those discs, and hang them by fishing string in the trees, and as the wind blew it around, that the shiny side would go and freak the birds out.
Jay, that is a run to the outhouse, 50-yard dash to the outhouse by Willie Make It,
and illustrated by Betty Won't. That's a bestseller right up there with Ruptured Chinaman by Wong Hung Lo.
Of course, a lot of those guys over there right now might be wishing they were hung low enough so they could stay home and not have to deal with all the crap that everybody else is dealing with. But hey, who knows?
Yeah, or was it who said it up there? I think it was it Tibor? said about shaving the Irish Spring and make little trails of it around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tibor, there it was. Yeah.
Hey, Jay, no offense, but if you got the money to make squirrels drunk, I'm open for donations. All right, Laurie. See you later. Again.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I found it, Tibor. Yeah, I knew I saw it up there. But I'm gonna check one other thing here, just for laughs and giggles. SLU slugs and snails. Okay, this is gonna be what plant? Okay, so everyone. So garlic, chives, and whatever lawn chamomile. Some plants repel most slugs and snails. Swear by garlic. Now I know marigolds will chase away gophers because the roots of the marigolds, the gophers don't like. It does. Just drives them nuts. All right, but other than plants, let's see what this says here. Coffee grounds spread on the ground will deter slugs, and snails.
Mm-hmm.
The beer trap. Slugs love beer, apparently, and they drowned in it.
Puts a whole new twist on drowning in your sorrows, don't
it? Yeah. Copper tape. That's expensive, though. Copper tape is expensive. Diatomaceous earth.
All right, Jay.
Nematodes. What's a nematode? I'm having a brain fart here.
Well, you've got Google open.
I know. What is a nematode? Nematodes.
Worms.
Oh, okay. You really don't want put nematodes in because some of them will get into your plant roots and cause problems with your plants almost as much as the slugs and snails.
Apparently so, Jay, and they drink it.
Yeah, they'll get several slugs together. They'll wrap themselves around there and they'll pop that twist top off the bottle.
Did you hear me?
Hey, Cooper Family Homestead, how's it going? So coffee grounds is something it's also supposed to be good for doing something to the soil as well. Oh, I know what it is. The azaleas. You add coffee grounds to it, and it turns the azaleas bright blue for their flowers. That was Good Simple Living. I saw that on their channel. Now, the other thing we used to do years ago, before we knew about the beer traps, we take an old mayonnaise lid and use some small carpet tacks and tack it to a piece of 2x6, and put some salt in it. And for some reason, the slugs would go up. It would go up and oops, and fall over, and the lid would be full of desiccated slugs in the morning, or ones nearby. Nematodes too hard to spell. Oh. Yeah. right on both accounts there, Cooper family. It does the city changes their color, and yeah, that's what we found it because we were looking for keeping the slugs and snails away. Let's see.
Coffee's also great when you're trying to start a. Dang it! I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
Your wake up morning.
No, well, no, not the ground. That's the coffee itself. Doggone it! Nah, I look really bad.
Go have some more coffee.
I need to go fill it again. It's this thing you put all your grounds and all your biodegradable stuff.
Compost.
That's it. Like I said, I got too many numbers running through my head right now. I can't keep track of everything. When I die, I'm going to donate my brain to science so they can see why I stayed alive as long as I have.
Okay, here we go. Coffee grounds contain several key minerals for plant growth: nitrogen, calcium, potassium, iron. Yes. Oh, it helps attract worms. Now, we wouldn't have to do all the searching if Howie was here.
No, Howie would be able to answer all those questions right off the top of his head without even thinking.
Yeah.
Agreed, Cooper. Coffee, first and foremost, is for drinking. Speaking of which, I need to go fill my cup. It's empty.
Yeah. Well, if you saw my video yesterday, you see I don't drink coffee, but I do drink hot chocolate. Now, what's interesting is talking about the coffee grounds and stuff and the plants. It was Good Simple Living. They go to the grocery store that has a Starbucks in it, and they see her when she comes in, and they have garbage bags full of the coffee grounds for her to take, and the store knows about it, and everybody knows about it. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I want to do one other thing here real quick here. Come on, slide down. Okay. There we go. We're gonna beam ourselves up to the Shield helicarrier. That's the background up here. You know, there's what's his name? Phil, Agent Coulson. All righty, back to the chat. Does all the coffee grounds jittery though? Yeah, makes them reproduce a lot. Okay, 16 creative uses for coffee grounds. Let's check this out here. Okay, I'll throw that up there. I'm looking at this thing here. That wouldn't see a CR. That wouldn't by chance happen to be Canadian whiskey. Okay, so coffee grounds. Okay, 16 creative uses for coffee grounds. Fertilize your garden. Yes.
Somebody caught a police. Somebody took the last cup of coffee and didn't refill the pot.
Ooh. Wasn't me. I don't drink it.
It was CR. He came in carrying a cup of coffee.
If someone told me that they keep their old coffee grounds when they had the old style percolator when they're out camping, and on the last day they would pour their little bottle of whiskey through it several times to seep the extra stuff out of it and have coffee flavored whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, composting.
Got lots
Repels
of
insects and pests. Certain compounds found in coffee, such as are highly toxic to insects. And it's got the numbers down here for down below to PubMed. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Coffee repelled grounds, effective in deterring mosquitoes, fruit flies, beetles. They may keep other pests away too. So if you have fruit trees, you put your coffee grounds out around your fruit trees. And if you worry about mosquitoes, you make a paste out of it and you rub the coffee ground on. I'm being facetious there, folks. Flea removal. Cool.
So
Neutralizes odors. We all know about coffee, uncooked coffee grounds being shipped with certain illicit white powdery substances.
Mm-hmm. So if my cat catches fleas, all I gotta do is save some of my coffee grounds and give her a bath in it.
Or just a dry rub down with it. So
Oh no. I'm gonna give her a wet rub down. I'm gonna make her smell like coffee.
Oh, in that case, what you do is you once you get several cups of grounds, you dump them in the toilet. You pick the cat up with a little catnip. You throw her in the toilet, close the lid, and after she swims around several times, you flush it a couple times, and open the lid and let her make a beeline for the door.
I gotta wait a few more weeks because she's still a little bit too tiny.
Yeah.
Although she's probably gained about 3 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, but if I was drinking coffee and out there doing that, I would have been done even faster, and I would have burnt up the machine. What picture?
Straight Kahlua. I don't need the Baileys.
Okay, yeah. I think Jay was referring to
very first picture by the looks of it.
That picture,
which
is supposed to be as a defoliant right there. See, infoliant. Okay, okay. So these 6 and 7 are almost the same, like earlier ones, as a natural cleaning scrub. Pots and pans, same thing. Reduce the appearance of cellulite.
No, it don't.
Well, you got a scrub on it. Use as a natural dye.
It doesn't dye anything except flowers.
It turns white. It turns white shirts brown.
No, that's something else. That's called Montezuma's Revenge.
That's white pants.
And shirts if it's bad enough. You can take your shirt off to help try to finish cleaning it up.
Hey. You add it to Easter eggs to deepen the dye color. Or deepen color of hair dye. Okay.
You know, them sailors tell some pretty horrid stories about being in port down south of the border.
Yep. Clean ashes.
Tenderizes meat.
I'm just over the ashes. Okay. You can do the same thing by just with a spray bottle of water on the ashes. Yeah, but then your meat's going to taste like coffee. And I'd rather use orange juice.
No.
Or lemon juice.
I'll just make my marinades and I'll stick with what I make.
Yeah.
Because my marinade is actually the same thing I use to make my beef jerky with.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Shampoos.
Sounds like something up your alley there, Gil.
Whoa. You saying I resemble that remark?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. Let's get the next one. Stimulate hair growth. Oh, or they talk about rabbits.
They don't need no help. They do quite well on their own.
Repair scratch furniture. Make a paste from the coffee ground water. Roll the paste into a cotton swab and wipe away. Okay. Grow mushrooms.
So you can have a little bit of fungus among us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Under eye circles. All right. How does that work? Doesn't say how to put it on. All right, there we go. Simply add water or coconut oil to your coffee grounds, form a paste, apply the moisture in your eyes, let it sit for about 10 minutes before rinsing. Repeat this process daily or as needed. That could be hourly for some of us. So that's coffee grounds. There we go.
I thought somebody said they were going to resign if Trump was acquitted.
Yes.
Then why the hell is she still in the news spouting off messages?
Because she's a liar. And you know how she's a liar? You know how you tell she's a liar?
Because her lips are still moving.
That's right.
She says, the information he gave was appalling. He told the truth.
That's why it's appalling to her.
Yeah, the economy's better. More people are working. That's good.
Yeah.
That's the way it was when I went to school. I mean, I don't understand this whole new Common Core crap, but
yeah.
My personal opinion, if you're studying kids and studying Common Core, they're going to be, not to say it meanly, but dumber than every other nation in the world.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. A brewery unveils 6-pack rings that feed sea turtles instead of killing them. Biodegradable.
That's about as smart as it. Never mind. I have to remember, even though your channel is not meant for kids, I still have to be nice.
Yeah. So I guess it's some sort of like those biodegradable straws, and but the problem is this is going to be in the fridge where it gets moist and stuff, especially at the stores where someone's always opening and closing. You get moisture in there, and you go to pick it up, and the whole 6-pack falls apart. Let's see what else we can find here. Okay.
Hey, they got pictures of us.
Hey, yeah. Me call it snowman. Me call it waste of 3 rocks.
I was going to say that's more on lines of the house at the moment.
Corella Pelosi tearing up the thing.
It looks like her.
Yeah.
Just with different hair color.
Yeah.
Oh, it pleases Pizza Hut.
They're closing the final closing of the red roofs. Yeah.
Wow.
Little cabins.
Cute. One for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is from SHOT Show.
A well-staged picture.
Oh. Okay. Oops, you added too much butter, too much flour, too much egg, too much sugar, baking soda. Marketing. Oh,
oh dear.
Yeah. Isn't Facebook great?
No. You have some winners on your channel, that's for sure.
Yeah. I got some young kids that used to be scouts posting stuff that have become the young Americans, whatever the heck it is. They're total Second Amendment supporters and stuff, and they go off the deep end. Yes, I would love to have a house like that. Russian Tsar and future King of England, cousins, photographed together in 1909.
Yeah, have a barn house, middle floor for living, basement, bottom floor for woodworking and all that other crap, and the attic for storage.
All right, Nick. What'd you put out? Okay. Yeah. Professional sports. Doesn't matter. They're both. Oh, it's Congress. 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly bankrupted at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. All right, CR. 3 have done time for assault. 71 cannot get credit card due to bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 are current defendants in lawsuits. 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year. So it wasn't the NBA or the NFL. It was Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Why do people have to use foul language in posts all the time?
They think it makes them more manly when they do it. It just makes them look like an uneducated idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, once in a blue moon, a colorful swear word at the right point helps illustrate an idea or a point, but not when you use it every other word.
Yeah. I like this one here. What really happened? Note, will you be my Valentine? And she tears it up.
Do you know that's actually tantamount to a violation of the law?
Tearing up the document?
Yep.
Yeah.
It states in the law that the person holding those documents is not allowed to destroy them. Now, will anything come of it? No.
No.
But what she did is tantamount to violation of law. It is a punishable offense, of which she would lose her position and would no longer be able to hold a position in a U.S. office.
Yep.
Any U.S. office.
Yeah.
That means she couldn't go back home and be a senator there either. But nothing will happen of it because she's a Democrat.
Yeah.
All right, my coffee pot's done.
Okay. Yeah, anyways, yeah, some fun stuff here. Oh, okay, here we got. Okay, that's that. Oh, well, guys. That's enough Facebook scroll. Okay, Super Bowl is over. NASCAR time. All right, NASCAR time. Woohoo! Hey, Blue Healer, how's it going? just taking a quick look at my Facebook stuff here, see what other screwy stuff we can come up to talk about. Oh, did you guys hear about Kirk Douglas yesterday? Kirk Douglas died at 103. Okay. And of course, last night's live, Dave's live was there. Yeah, the new Hummer, electric Hummer. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it actually hit the road. Alrighty. So that's it for the Facebook time there. Oh, it's us up there.
Holy crap. What happened?
Now we're gone.
What'd you do? What'd I miss?
Just spotted some more fun stuff on there on Facebook.
That would be pretty scary.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on 4 hours. Yeah, yep. I better wrap it up and go down and take care of kids.
Yeah, I got a video I'm supposed to be working on. I got to try and get my head fixed-imacated.
Alrighty, everyone. So let's see here. Let me bring something up here real quick here. So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Mountain Time is my Friday night special. We'll be discussing EMPs. Then on Saturday, Will's in the hospital, so he's not going to be doing his at 3. So I'll be on at 5 o'clock tomorrow on Survival Saturday for Love. How does it affect your prepping? And then at after that, Dave will be on doing his live, I think, won't you, Dave? Saturday?
I think so.
Yeah, Saturday. And then coming up on Tuesday at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, Dan of DMAC Outdoors will be with me again. And we're going to talk about clothing myths and facts, about natural fibers versus synthetics. And that's what we got coming up for the next week here.
Hello, Blue.
So, yeah, Blue Healer, you got in here after we're getting ready to wrap it up. Sorry about that. But, oh yeah, Dave, I pointed out that one of my last things was that on my Facebook there showed that the post about Kirk Douglas passing away, 103. All righty, folks. It's been fun, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Say bye, Titan.
Bye, Titan. Come on, mouse work. There we go. Okay.